Baconator, what wasn't wise was firing a 45 ACP with such a short barrel in a defensive round. Why would you do that? You masochist. Alright. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today. I'm just kidding. Well, I have no idea what's going to really happen here, to be honest. There could be a couple tornadoes, or it could be absolutely nothing. But it seems like there's a decent chance of a couple of notable supercells developing here south of Denver. So I'm willing to see what happens. If you're just tuning in, of course, make sure you're hitting that like button and also hitting that subscribe button if you're new here. But we do live coverage as much as we can here as well. And for the more major events, of course, we'll try to go live. As time goes on, eventually I'll be more available because I do work during the week. That being said, hope you tune in and enjoy the stream. It's probably going to be a little bit more lax than what we're used to, though, than what most people would be used to. Anyway, though, if you hear the TV in the background, there are sports that I'm watching right now. So, yeah. Baconator, that was not smart then. You can't be firing that many rounds at the range and not expecting your fingers to hurt. Patty the pistol is definitely hurting you. Oh, hey, tornado warning. What do you know? Let's go ahead and sound the siren. Oh, no. 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 There we go. This tornado warning is for... Oh, wow. 3-inch hail with this, too. This tornado warning is for Otero County and Crowley counties. This is in southeastern Colorado. This is located 14 miles northwest of Crowley. This looks like it's going to mainly be in rural areas with the exception of Ordway and Crowley. So be on the lookout for a possible tornado moving southeast at 40 along with 3-inch in diameter hail. Alright, sure thing, cool weather maps. If you shot 75 9mm rounds, then you knew what you were getting into. So, contingents, if you are seeing this, smack him again on the fingies, like he said. Also, guys, make sure you are hitting that like button. Oh, that's even worse then. I would have shot like maybe 25 or 50, not no 75 each. You will learn your lesson. You will learn your lesson, though. I'm sure. Smack all of Baconator's fingies, as he says, as he calls them. We are smacking all of the fingies, especially his trigger finger. He will learn his lesson today. And make sure that you put some stink on it too when you smack him. Hey, Lexi. Yeah, okay, guys. This comes from the same people that called them different sizes of protein. I'm doing pretty good, Lexi. Ordered the PC today. Be on the way later this week. Well, it will arrive here later this week, so there's that. And then it's been a pretty chill day otherwise on my end. Oh, stinky smack. Let's not get into that, Isaiah. You and I both know we got our reasons, but let's not. Well then, guess what? Contingent's smacking all the fingies. Smack all 10 of them, and make sure you put some stink on it. As Stone Cold says, put some stink on it. Yeah, oh, trust me, I know. Sorry you have to deal with that, Isaiah. Anyways, though, let's get a look. Let's get a closer look at this storm here. Stop it. Oh, and you probably missed this siren, uh, Isaiah. So it's an L for you. Ooh, this actually looks half decent. 10 sticky smacks for you. I've never seen Canadian Smarties, so I wouldn't know. Okay, so this has a little bit of a hook to it. It definitely has an inflow, not. What the heck, you guys? You are not permitted to give any smacks to anyone, Baconator. You bunch of foodies. Ooh, okay, this is a pretty strong couplet right here, actually. I find it funny that you believed you were going to get all that rainfall from one thunderstorm. Based off what you were saying on Discord, Isaiah. It wasn't going to be one thunderstorm. Did you really think it was just going to be one? Oh, yeah, some pretty strong gate to gate, close to 120. You might hear some family talking in the background. I do live with people, by the way, folks. So you weren't believing. You were hoping. That's funny. I didn't stop you, but you weren't permitted. Okay, Wendy's, chill out. Hold on for what, Lexi? I am kind of leery of this storm behind here. No, I will not. How about that, Baconator? I will not. Hey, make sure you guys are hitting that like button. Please and thank you. There we go. It should be please and thank you. Or I can do that little harsh vocal thing that Isaiah absolutely can't stand. Oh, that's what you were saying. Hold on for. Okay, I get it now. What do you know about shotgunning? Do I hear voice chat coming? Do I hear a voice channel? Is that VC you're mentioning? Is that VC that you are mentioning, contingents? If so, I'm with it. Where is Vince? Okay, no, wait, there's Vince. No, if you do that, I'm gonna kick you out of VC. We are not doing that again. Don't give that little emoji. We already knew the deal there. We already knew the deal there. Don't act like this is something new. Oh, okay. Ooh, that actually looks really nice. So this is Vince Welty that we're looking at, by the way, folks. And he is on this storm here, and we could be seeing something begin to develop here. It has a very nice shelf cloud. Oh, there we go. There it is. The only problem with Vince's stream is the fact that he's in Colorado, which is kind of a rough spot for reception. I don't know, because Baconator just, you know. Oh, no. Oh, I appreciate that, Baconator. Marty McFly has entered the chat. If there was an emoji, if there was an emoji for that, we need to make that a thing and just make it an inside joke thing. If we do a lot of membership streams within the next year, that definitely needs to be one. Then I'll do it myself. Okay, wanna be Thanos. Oh man, this makes live streaming so much fun. I didn't know you were actually going on VC. You should have said at least yes or no. Sheesh. That was freaking crazy. Come on. There we go.
Said sure.
Wait, what? Oh, there's and Kyle's looking at the feed too. Yep, I know, man. I know. Isn't it great? He deleted your comment. He deleted your comment. He was mad that you called him Marty McFly. Marty McFly is gone. Yes. Hey, what's up, Kyle? We're in VC if you're interested. No, they lowered it to 500 Baconator. That was about a month ago, maybe less than that. No, he deleted it from the chat so everybody else couldn't see it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
Is this a reference that I should understand? Because I don't.
Okay, so I'm going to explain this to you really quickly. So, basically, you remember how Baconator changed one of his alt accounts names to Wendy's? And you know how his regular account name is Baconator, right?
Yeah.
So, yesterday when we were on stream, Lexi said, so I have a real question for you. Did you give birth to yourself? Because didn't Wendy's give birth to Baconator? And then Baconator immediately changed the name. And then after that, she started calling him Marty McFly from like Back to the Future.
Oh, now I get it. Okay.
Okay, uh-oh. I think Baconator's mad. Chill, bro. Come on, don't be mad. Don't be mad. It was funny, though. Don't lie. It is funny. Don't be mad. But she got you good, though. Come on. You gotta give her some credit. Oh, sweet. We're on the 55. We're on Kyle's 55-inch TV. Hello, everyone in Kyle's house. So I guess we'll go back to taking a look at... Oh, hang on. Maybe not. Look at this other storm that's to the north of this cell.
Yeah, that was the storm that I was saying should be watched. That was the one that I expected to go, maybe not go tour warned, but develop a good hook.
It looks like it's
We have meteorite or meteors, meteorites.
crap. I think we ended up putting his audio on anyway. Wait. Okay, it's gone. But yeah, that looks interesting right there. I'm gonna actually take that back to reflectivity.
Falling from the freaking sky
Yeah, I
right now.
think we accidentally got Vince's audio on here.
Meteorite?
Yeah, it is kind of hard to show on YouTube chats, Baconator, but it was still funny though.
Tennis ball is falling out of the sky right now, and somehow we're dodging them. I'm not going to speak too soon, though. I've learned my lesson.
Maybe go back to
In
the other
past
radar site.
times.
Oh, which radar site are you trying to look at?
Let me check.
Oh wait, there's one towards Pueblo.
Yeah. K Pucks.
K-Pucks. That's quite a name. Reminds me of this one Instagrammer. And his wife is nicknamed Pooks. He basically comes in with like this little skeleton and starts screaming at her, "Hey, Pooks!" Alright, I gotta find a way to end this crap right here. This is getting crazy.
I just escaped the hail. A lot of them were pretty soft, though. I don't think they're windshield breakers, though.
Okay. No offense, Vince, but we did not intend to have your audio on here. I do apologize. Do I have a tornado watch? No, Catherine, I do not. I am getting some rain, though.
I don't think anyone has a tornado watch.
Yeah, I
in
don't
the
even-
United States.
Yeah, I don't think there's a single tornado watch.
Time will
What
tell.
the heck? Why is this audio still on here?
Go to 10, and then I'm going to cut south on 207.
But yeah, basically, it's the only thing I've seen
We're
today
on,
is
but I
severe
guess it's
thunderstorm
just-
watches. What is going on here, though?
Something else.
Let me see if I can fix this real quick. So I accidentally clicked on his feed, and then after that, his audio just started coming through, even though I didn't want him on screen. CPU, you gotta love it.
In Soviet Russia, feed watch you.
Yeah, the feed is watching me clearly. Wait, I think we might have it. I think I might be able to fix it now. Hope this is it. I really don't want to have to close and reopen this.
Well, here. I've been out of the hail.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to close this and reopen it.
No, I think it stopped.
All right, we'll give it like 2 minutes because it would like inadvertently cut in about every minute or two. So weird how that happened.
Be out of the car.
Yeah, he's still coming in. Dang it, man.
Just goes to show, man. He's always chasing,
Yeah, he's always out there. I have to give him credit there.
even
Screen-
when he's not. Even after he's been closed down, you can never shut him down.
Yeah, for real. Give me a second though. I'm gonna have to close it out and reopen it. Really didn't want to do that. Screen is black because it's only meant to capture radar omega right now. Just give it a second and it will be right back up.
When I'm done chewing, I can do like a brief summary of what Kyle and I were discussing.
Sure, but what are you chewing on?
Noodles.
You're a noodle. 10,000 noodles.
Carlene made me dinner. I feel bad, honestly, because she was like, "Do you want to help?" And I was like, "No."
Do you want help? What do you mean?
No, she asked me if I wanted to help.
Oh. Dang.
It was fine. I got dishes duty after this. Anyways, it's delicious. But so, if you look at the surface right now, like at least the SPC comp maps, Basically along that. Oh, you don't have the fronts. on
Wait,
your
it's all
radar.
loading.
Oh no, you do have the fronts. So along that front, I'm like gesturing at my monitor. Nobody can see what my hands are doing, but it's not helpful at all. But basically along that front, there's a kind of a weak dry line that extends, like kind of cuts through Colorado and then goes down and goes along like the Texas Panhandle and kind of central slash west Texas. And there's like a strong pocket of moisture and cape in the southeastern corner of Colorado that kind of goes into Kansas and up against the Oklahoma Panhandle. And there's also like a corridor, a very strong shear along that same line, just right of the pseudo dry line to the right of that frontal boundary. And surrounding all of that is like convective inhibition. So there's basically a sweet spot that's at the intersection of southeastern Colorado, southwestern Kansas, and the Oklahoma Panhandle that is still untouched. So it's like a powder keg right now. And basically we're waiting to see which discrete storm takes advantage of that environment first.
So we're basically waiting to see whether this one that's south of Lyman or La Junta or La Junta ends up. I don't know. I don't know which one to call it.
I'm sorry, bro.
I don't know which one to call it. Okay.
No, it's any time I see one of these names that's like, I hear it in my head in Spanish, and then I hear somebody else read it, and it's like, oh Jesus.
It's like it's either La Junta or La Junta.
In Spanish, J is H, so it's just junta.
La Junta.
La junta.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you gotta remember, I work with landscapers, so I mean, I know Spanish, but I don't know which one it is.
Fair enough.
That's the only problem with that. Oh, thank you. See, look what you've done. Thank you, Sioux City Weather. I'm glad that we got you relaxed right now. It's meant to be more of a relaxed stream tonight. Wasn't really expecting too many in the way of tornado warnings, but it looks like we may get a couple. This one over here towards Lyman, that was actually called out by the other guy you were hearing, Contingents. He was expecting that one to form a hook, and he got that one right. And then there was also this one, which was kind of a little last-second surprise. But it looks like that hook is going away very quickly.
Yeah, the storms to the north have been back building a little bit. That one is just doing its own thing.
Oh, yeah, it's renegade storm, that's for sure. Wait, what are you asking again, Baconator? Like, which does or slash says anything? I mean, I'm trying to understand exactly what your question is. I'm pretty sure I can answer it. Okay, so convective inhibition, if you know what inhibit means, it usually means to hamper. It's not the actual like definition that I'm talking, but. All right, Isaiah, I'll catch you later. I'll just try to catch up with us on Discord if you can, I suppose, because this probably isn't going to be a long stream. But, yeah, there you go, Kyle. Basically, that's what you would use to measure the potential for a cap, pretty much. That's the most simple way that I can put it. So if you see CINH, usually the best thing to do would probably be to think, okay, there might be a cap, there might not be. Yep. Most common ones usually lifting mechanisms, right? Thank you, Sioux City Weather. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, sometimes you can see the cap sort of, in my head, it kind of unzips. It's like there's like storms that'll break through and then they kind of force air to start convecting like nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, usually you see that more so in like the form of little holes poked in the cap instead of just the whole thing breaking. Although there are instances of that as well.
I don't know if I've ever seen, I don't think I've ever seen that.
Well, it's talked about all the time. Actually, a lot of people refer to the Mayfield tornado in 2021 for that. Because it was like a handful of storms there that broke the cap, or, well, really poked holes in it. And then
Oh
later
yeah,
the
no,
cap
no.
ended up breaking.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying, like where the whole cap lifts at the same time everywhere. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Oh, that's what you meant. Oh, yeah, I don't think I've ever seen that either, to be honest. If I have, I don't remember.
Unless you have like a perfectly uniform cap and perfectly uniform surface heating, maybe.
Yeah, that's unlikely. But I do know one thing. Oh, we got a question. This is Catherine Parrish. What are the differences between tornado watches and alerts?
Well, a tornado watch is when like the conditions in the atmosphere, it's technically called the troposphere, but basically when the environment is prime for tornadoes.
Or
But
yeah,
there needs to be like, you know, you can have a tornado watch and then no storms occur at all. Um, but if you get a tornado warning, that is when there is actively a storm that looks like it could or is about to or is currently producing a tornado.
pretty much.
And then beyond that, you have the tornado emergency, which is an extremely rare event. And that means there is a confirmed tornado in a densely populated area. But I've only seen a handful of those in the entire time that I've ever like looked at a radar.
All right, look at you, Baconator. Look at the chat. Baconator used the taco reference. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. And then Kyle used it too.
Yeah. You got the ingredients for the taco? That's a watch. And those ingredients come together.
You
got a
have the
proper
taco.
taco.
The taco is almost done. All you got to do is sprinkle on the sour cream. Or the avocado. Or both. Whichever you prefer. Because I know people that don't actually like avocado like that. Hey, where I'm from, a lot of people put the sour cream on top, okay?
You can't sprinkle it though, I think is the point. The consistency isn't conducive to
Oh,
sprinkling.
you guys gotta get technical now. You guys just can't let me have this, can you? Just let me have that, all right? Just let me have that. Please and thank you. Dang. Oh,
It looks like there's a new hook on that.
yeah. Yeah, it's formed a very nice hook. Or it's just about to form a hook. And then probably not too long after that, we may see a tornado warning with it. It's a good call.
Oh, I was talking about the southern storm. It
Oh,
looked like there was a. It might be one of those storms that just has like the millipede leg, like conveyor belt of new hooks forming and none of them actually producing.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, the mesocyclone's a little messed up at the moment. Oh no, we might have made Catherine hungry with the taco reference here. Oh no, I'm sorry if we made you hungry. Please don't spend any money if you don't have to, unless you really just want to.
All right, so the velocity, I don't, I don't understand it. On
Uh
that
oh.
southern cell, I don't. It's just like a straight up perfect circle.
Yeah, rotation looks relatively broad. So, yeah. I mean, it's tight enough to where it'll keep the warning. Yep. Yeah, you got it now, though, Catherine. Pretty much once all the ingredients are put together, you would see something like this, but usually the rotation would be a little tighter. Whenever, like, we're looking at a wind velocity radar here. So what ends up happening is you'll see a green area like or a greenish blue area like this touching against this red area really tightly. Like if we were to go back a few scans earlier, we would probably be able to see something a little bit more robust. But yeah, it's pretty much something like this. Yeah, this pretty much is more of a learning stream. Everyone in the chat seems to be asking questions, and most of us are here answering. And also, you saying that I'm proud of you for the second time today. I mean, I'm proud of all of you guys that are my mods. So, yeah. Thanks for the
Well,
sub, Colin the
welcome,
Pan
Colin.
American. What were you saying, Contingent?
I said welcome, Colin.
Welcome.
It was like, it came off like it was like deadpan creepy. Like,
Deadpan. Wait, what?
yeah, I was trying to give like a warm welcome.
What is the way I said it, or what? Or is it something you said?
No. Just because I was repeating myself, like all the joy got sucked out of it the second time.
Oops. I think he seems to be fine with it. Is Kyle on here in voice chat yet?
Yo, what's up, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Alright, I'm trying to connect my other mic. I'm gonna see if I can actually still have like regular Omega on my phone. You can voice chat at the same time. It's like,
Oh, I can relate to the whole CPU issue if that's what it is. I can, I can relate to that.
no, I just don't have like an actual like mic for my CPU, right? I was gonna try to take like my headset from my PS4, plug it in, but it doesn't fit my USB port, right? So I don't really actually have like a technical mic that should be plugged into a laptop with USB, if that makes sense.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Shoot, that PC I'm getting has a mic that I don't even need. I already have one. I guess if you want, I'll just give it to you.
What kind of mic is it, you know?
It's like a gaming mic.
Interesting, because yeah, like I have like a good gaming mic. I have a wireless one, like one once for like $100. But yeah, like I said, it's just the port, like to plug it in the USB, is just like a little bit bigger on the PS4 compared to like my laptop.
Oh. I also have mics that have like the what is it? Like the 3.5 mil. I usually just get those, so
Oh wow.
I feel like something like a headphone jack or the microphone jack, I guess you could do,
yeah.
like that sort of port.
There was a strong velocity couplet on that northern storm a few scans ago, but it never went Tor warned.
All right, how many frames back do you think that one is? Is it about 14 or 21?
Less.
So within the last 7? All right, let's go ahead and see what it looks like then. All right,
Yeah.
if you got to take a nap, Baconator, go ahead and do so. Don't blame you. Uh, yeah, I saw something for a brief period, but just as quickly as it went up, it disappeared. It might have disappeared so fast that they never caught it.
Hey, Catherine, I can relate. I live in the desert too, as well, in Arizona.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe I'll go back to like 14 frames, I guess. You can see
Okay.
the tail end of it. Like on the 7th, 6th, and 7th frame in history, you can see the tail end of it. I wanted to check the history because it looks like it took a pretty steep, um, like, turn to the south, which, you know, generally indicates it's strengthening.
What, that right turn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm still waiting on this to load. Yeah, I kind of see it, but it's still showing like the tail end of it more so than when it was at its most pronounced. But it is what it is. Oh, dang. Okay, so I'm actually watching the UFC prelims on the TV to my left side. I look over to the left and somebody just got stopped, like big time.
I think it's still loading the 14 frames.
It shouldn't be. It should have already loaded by now. Dang, what's going on with Radar Omega here? Dang it, man. Also, if you like what you're seeing from this stream tonight, folks, make sure you share this or share the channel. Let people know about us. We try to cover as many severe weather events as we can. Of course, we also have day jobs, so it's a little bit difficult to cover every event, especially during the week. But during the weekends, we usually are able to do a little bit more. All
Yeah,
right.
so if you haven't already, make sure you join our Holy Hands.
Oh
Dude.
god. Oh my god. Are you serious, Kyle? Also, we need to have we need to have a little discussion about that too. Only the about that little server there, because some things have been happening.
Hey, I was doing it and sent a picture of my hand. Like, I don't see the harm. I think it's just funny.
Nah, it's not about that. It's something else.
Dude, I have no idea what's happening. I'm looking at the same 14 frame loop on my phone, and it's completely different from yours, and we're on the same radar.
I don't know what's going on with Radar Omega here, but today it's just on some really weird stuff. Maybe I should just switch radars a little bit more.
I don't know, man.
Kyle, he didn't do anything. It was a certain person that we no longer have in our fold anymore that's involved with that. He who shall not be named.
That's all right. Hey, I was just gonna say real quick that tornado warning storm too. It looks like the green part too, the winds are going towards the radar. It looks like they're increasing a little bit, so there might be some stronger rotation going on than previously.
Yeah,
Yeah, it just went unwarned, but they'll probably
they might reissue.
reissue it.
This also now is tagged for 70 mile per hour winds.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah, it
Catherine.
just expired, but it actually looks better than what it did when it wasn't warned, at least in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought so too. But we'll probably see a reissue. Also, Catherine, yes, I do agree with you. People should take tornado warnings way more seriously than they do. They should at least try to go to their safe spot, especially the people that like to go out and try to look at the storm. Sometimes these storms end up being rain wrapped and they're like impossible to see, even for storm chasers who have a trained eye for it. So, yes,
That's
100%
so cool.
agree with you.
You can see the ripples, like, in the velocity. You can see the ripples coming out from the center of the storm. I'm sorry, I keep telling you these cool things on, like, the radar loop, and I know how hard that is for your computer to handle, but anybody who has Radar Omega,
Shut up.
Throw,
Why are you
throw,
calling out my computer, man? Leave
throw,
the
it,
computer
throw it on
alone.
high-res velocity and just watch the last 14 frames. It looks really cool.
Yeah. Okay, 8, 9. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what it is with that storm.
Yep.
But anyway,
It reminds me of like the black hole merger like graphics.
black hole merger.
Yeah, like
Nice.
the gravity waves.
Oh, yeah, I remember. I think you actually mentioned something to us about that. And you haven't seen any snakes this far this summer. That's surprising because I have, and Georgia's not very well known for snakes. In fact, there was a snake right next to my door, actually.
Dude, you know Georgia's like not even in the game for peaches, even though everybody thinks that Georgia's like the peach state.
It's more so in the game for peanuts, actually.
Yeah.
Yes, Baconator, he is about to touch that ball of red, and I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look and see if he is doing said thing. Surprised we even have 9 people watching. I mean, it's not a super eventful stream, but the fact that we got that is pretty cool. Oh, we're up to 11 now, actually.
We're learning.
We're learning.
We're bonding.
We're fine. So, see, whenever you do, see, like you, I remember you saying the other day that you said, I don't think people really don't mind me. I don't think people really like me being on voice chat. No, I think people do like having you on voice chat. You too, Kyle. Both of you.
Appreciate you, man.
I think it's just because like I'll get on, and then when I get off, there's nobody watching anymore. But that's because it's like everything's over.
Hey, real quick, sorry to interrupt, but there's another new point of rotation that is just like northeast of
I got 15 to
Rockford.
20
You can
minutes.
see like red, and then you can see the blues, which are stronger greens. Trying to see the gate to gate right now.
Yeah, you can see stronger inbound. Oh my goodness! Look at the structure of this cell.
Yes,
That is
it's
a
just like you can get
beauty.
climb up.
Huh?
Yeah, it looks great. That looks fantastic.
That is beautiful.
It's fake.
It's fake. It's clickbait.
It's AI.
Yeah, it's all AI generated, or CGI. Not CG in this case because that's cloud to ground, but yeah. That is some beautiful structure, though. Oh my goodness.
There's at least 120 mile an hour wind too. That's just east of his position.
Ooh. Well, we can't really seem to get any video from his feet, so all we can do is just, I guess, look at the radar then for now. But, oh yeah, that is just east of him.
Yeah.
Ooh, Rocky Ford's about to get smacked by it, or is getting smacked by it, pretty much. CGI, cool garlic info. That's a cool acronym right there, Baconator. Oh, yeah. Those are some really strong ones. Just without reaching there. There it is. 116. 114. I'm trying to find that 120. Oh, here
There's a
comes
little
the
bit
new
more
scan.
to the right. Look at that red.
Said what?
It's like a little closer to the red.
Oh, it's moving closer to the
I
red.
don't know I don't know about now. Now it's a new scan.
Yeah, now it's a new scan. Everything's changing. But that, those outbounds are beginning to strengthen now.
Yeah, it just looked like the red just increased.
Yeah, it just increased close to 50 now. It's at 49.21. That's the highest I saw at that point. And that surge of inbound is increasing. Come on, computer, work with me here. Okay, so we've dropped off a little bit on the inbound velocities, but we're still getting close to 100 miles an hour. So those two touch, man, oh man, it could be a real problem. Okay, there's 109. I'm not seeing any like 110s or anything at the moment. Not miss with
Holy shit!
Mojave.
I got a 170. Just east of Rockyford. I'm like way zoomed in, but negative 170.01 miles per hour.
Okay,
Oh,
that might be. I call
And
cap
that little
on that.
notch, yeah, I feel like that's probably.
The info? Oh no, let me check the
170? That's crazy. There's no way.
I feel like that's probably side lobe something's happening there.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
make sense to me.
That's crazy. 170. That's ridiculous.
yeah.
That's
Unless
where the
it's like a
tornado. That should be where the tornado is. That's it. That's EF4 right there. If that really is happening. If that's happening, then I mean, sheesh. Forget the tornado warning. Just say you're all screwed.
Oh, I see where you're talking about. It's the black pixel.
Oh
That's
wow.
It's like right on the
I see
kind
it.
of edge.
I see it too. It's like right off of 266. What the heck? Yeah, that's
not,
a radar. That's a radar artifact right there.
Yeah,
There's
that's
no
not like-
way.
That's. It's not like a no man's land pixel. Like on your screen, it looks like it could just be part of the background, but on my screen, it's very clearly the only black pixel in the entire scan.
If that actually
it.
is happening, that's freaking scary. That is crazy.
I think it's because that's where the inflow notch is, and the angle that it's at, the radar is just catching like a different elevation. Like it's cutting through the notch and finding something that's higher in the atmosphere.
Yeah, because if that actually is to the, even then, that's ridiculous. This storm has to have a destructive severe thunderstorm warning on it by that point. Because at some point, even at that height that it's picking it up, some of that's going to translate to the ground. More often than not. One thing I noticed with those soundings that we were looking at earlier was there was a lot of decape with that too. So far, it seems like it's staying. They're staying with the considerable tag for the severe thunderstorm warning at 70. But yeah, there's no way. Yeah, but there was no. I was like, there's no way that's forming at the surface. But yeah, that is a new inflow notch that's trying to develop here.
These storms have been having a hard time, like, deciding whether or not they want to stay together. It seems like they keep splitting and reforming.
Well, it's Well, it'll keep things interesting, that's for sure. But yeah, that definitely looks like a new area of rotation that's trying to develop here. But we'll see what happens there. But man.
Yeah, it's starting to move into like almost like another cell. So soon it might start to form like a squall line and break out of a supercell. We'll see what happens. Unless it absorbs its cells with the moisture.
Yeah, that weird, like, leg thing that, I mean, it looks like a literal hook, not like a tornado hook.
Well, like a literal fishing hook.
Yeah, that's part of another cell that it ate.
Oh, so it's doing a little merger right now.
There's been a lot of, like, I wouldn't call it constructive interference because the cell's just kind of getting bigger. It's not getting stronger. But it's been, like, eating smaller cells and doing that, whatever the hell it's doing.
Yeah, it's it's definitely doing some interesting things, and there's a couple other cells out ahead of it. It's probably going to eat next. So It's on a feeding frenzy right now, but that could hurt it as far as tornado potential is concerned. This has been fun so far. Already an hour in.
I'm kind of surprised. Like, I thought the biggest issue with these storms was going to be convective inhibition, but like, it looks like for some of them, the upper level shear was so strong it just blew the tops off the storm.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I actually haven't had a chance to look at any of the echo tops. I think I actually might do that real quick.
That's what I was gonna suggest.
Oh. Come on. Well, that depends on how this computer wants to behave. Okay, maybe it won't let me do that. Come on. MWT Animations. Hi there. Hope you're doing well, man. Okay, there we go. Took long enough. I'm pretty good, man. How about you? Just looking at some storms here. Well, you in this area by chance, man? The storms are still getting towards 50,000 feet, guys. So, I mean, it's still pretty intense, even though there is inhibition.
Yeah, 100%. Because it's still gonna have as far as the hail.
Yeah, there's gonna be some pretty big hail. I was gonna do
Especially
a,
too,
huh? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, especially too, once the storms are like pretty mature like this too, then convective like inhibition doesn't matter as much compared to like if you're building. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of too late at that point.
Yeah. You gotta.
It's too late now, Naruto. Anyway, I saw that message. MW2 Animations. I almost wonder if you're somebody I know by chance. Baconator, is that you?
You just got like 12 different computers going right now.
All of them aren't viewing our stream. That's what I know. Otherwise, we'd have like 27 viewers.
I don't know. That would be like a pretty good, if you think about it, man. The amount of effort that would go into like making a corporate logo and then a channel with like, and then like coming up with a backstory. That takes some level of investment.
Yeah.
That I'm pretty sure Baconator. Well,
Yeah, Bacon probably just got like 2 burners.
Nah, Baconator.
I don't know. He did go all out on the last stream and make that long ass Gmail.
Yeah, he sure did. All right, Catherine, I could take a look at the details of that flash flood warning, if I can find it, because it seems like there's a bunch of them. Wait, where is this? Naguabo? That's an interesting area.
Oh damn, Massachusetts.
Yeah, I saw Massachusetts on there as well. There's quite a few areas that have flash flood warnings. New Hampshire as well. I can't figure out where this area is that she's referring to. Naguapo. Well,
That's Naguabo is in Puerto Rico.
oh,
I presume it's probably pronounced Naguabo, not
Nakwabo.
not Naguabo, bro.
Shut up. Shut up. Okay. So whoever this MW2 Animations guy is, I don't think that was Baconator. I think that was someone else. But it's also somebody we know. If that is the case, better safe than sorry.
Oh, come on, man. What if it's not?
Nah, something about them stunk. I hate to say it, but it had a very familiar scent to it.
Stinky.
Also been like two cells that have developed along the stationary front, like the southeast where we're at.
Where?
Just southeast, if you like further southeast Colorado. Just
Okay.
like right on the northy portion of the stationary front.
Okay. Let me zoom out.
They still look like they're not fully mature yet, but they're getting there.
Oh, out ahead of these? You mean out
Yeah,
of...
so it'd be interesting to see what happens with that too, to see if it's actually mature or if they're mature and sea level gets sucked out and displaced,
Yeah, because I mean
or if
that
they or
that
if they
one
create a line.
oh,
So
that one just out
it
ahead of
looks like
the La Junta storm. It does seem like it could try to do a thing, but I'm also kind of wondering if maybe that storm would get eaten by it.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to because it's been consistently traveling like it's been mostly stationary, but traveling kind of like relative to the rest of the storm. It's been traveling kind of northwest.
Mm. Yeah, I think it is getting eaten because I think a new scan it just came in and it's getting closer to it.
Like the only cell that has strengthened a little bit is the one that's getting closer to that really sweet, like the sweet spot with the cape, the moisture, and the shear.
Yeah, that. Yeah, because I mean, this morning when I made my video, I did see a moisture nose pushing towards this area, and there were actually a few marginal tornado soundings, but shear was definitely a question of mine at that point. Timing was going to definitely be the key to everything with that, but it looks like the timing has aligned just enough to where we could see a little something here.
I mean, honestly, that storm is kind of doing the same thing though, in terms of the direction it's moving. So I don't know how strong it will be able to stay. This is kind of an interesting, like, it's kind of a weird situation here because, like, it seems like storms fired off pretty much everywhere except for the most, like, favorable region possible. And it's getting pretty late. It's like, it just seems, it seems, uh, it's like too serendipitous that nothing would happen in that little spot.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens with it though. There's still a lot of fail parameters that go with this right now, but it seems like we are maybe seeing a decrease in those just a bit.
I'm gonna check the composite map one more time because they just made another one.
An old friend of yours is on here, Contingents. They're asking if Monday could be a bad day for tornadoes. You can check the chat and see who it is.
What up, True? I forget where you live.
He lives in Nebraska.
Oh. Um, Give me a second. I'm checking surface maps for this right now. But I can tell you in a minute.
I see your comment on cool weather maps. I'm trying to look and see just what happened over there on the special weather statements because there's no severe thunderstorm warning there. That's the interesting thing. I'd have seen flash flood warnings over there though, so
There's still there's still a pretty good pocket of Cape in the same spot. It's only decreased by maybe 500 joules per kilogram, but it's still more than enough.
what exactly are the values you're seeing? Is it like 1500, 2000 still?
Yeah, the particular little pocket I'm talking about, it's like a little nugget of uh, 2000 in like a slightly bigger nugget of 1500.
Where are those at? Just ahead?
Southeast Colorado, going into the Oklahoma Panhandle.
Oh, so it's gonna be this little pocket right here.
Although it looks like there is that corridor is shrinking.
Oh yeah, I figured it's gonna start. Yeah, I figured after OOZ it was gonna start to wane, which is about where we're at right now, 8 o'clock. Also, for any of you in chat, all you have to do is type in the exclamation point Zulu, isn't that right? As a command.
Yeah.
Yeah, you type in exclamation point Zulu, and you would be able to see what we're talking about. That is the timing that we would have as Z or OOZ. Yeah, Kyle's in the chat doing that for you guys right now.
Shear is still sufficient, showing. I don't know exactly what level this is supposed to be, but I presume it might just be like effective inflow because it says helicity slash shear or HLCY slash shear. And what I presume it is a map of like effective, like the,
Effective inflow and helicities.
yeah, like storm relative helicity, EHI.
Or
Whatever you
energy
just,
helicity, you
yeah,
mean?
whatever
Energy.
you just, whatever you just said. Well, it's like the metric next to that shows the shear.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so it's showing 50 knots and same spot.
That was about what I was. I don't know. I didn't know you were finished. We weren't done. Go ahead.
Dew point's still pretty high. It's upper 60s,
Yeah, the
which is high
moisture.
for Colorado.
Oh yeah. Well, I did see the moisture nose this morning when I did the video. It did kind of make a pretty good charge off to the west here. So, like I said, timing was really going to be key with that setup. It was really going to be conditional. And that's why I wasn't necessarily too gung-ho about going live on this at first. Because I was just like, I don't know. Either absolutely nothing is going to really come of this, or you could see something crazy.
I guess I just don't understand, like, why storms are dying right there. They should be exploding right there, you know?
That could be where the cap's starting to develop too, though.
It's a quick observation for bulk shear. So like 11 minutes ago, it was about like 25 knots and from 0 to 1 kilometer. So you usually need about like 20 or more for potential for a tornado. Well, at the top of the hour, that spot's supposed to rise to about in the 60s. And according to like a simulated reflectivity or whatever, there's actually a storm associated with it. So there could be potential in like 45 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Something to keep note of.
I
then.
shall be patient here. It's just one of those things where, like, I just don't. It's. I still don't really understand these Colorado setups very much because there's that big change in elevation. So, like, you kind of have to have two minds about it. Like, where you have the sort of parameters that are favorable enough for like storm initiation just east of the mountains, and then everywhere else, you know?
The significant tornado parameter for that same exact area as talked about with the bulk shear 2, it was at 3.2 12 minutes ago. It rises to 4.0 at 40. Yeah, come up at the top of the hour.
I did see a couple of those indexes, but like I said, I wasn't super duper impressed by them. But you guys were able to find a little bit more after I did my video this morning. It was a little bit after lunchtime when those models really started to hone in on this more. So I looked at 18Z a little bit, but I didn't get to really hone in on it fully because I was busy dealing with Amazon. Also, cool weather maps. We tagged you on Discord. You are in a slight risk. Eastern Penn is in a slight risk for tomorrow, so you do need to be on the lookout here. Also, there is a new tornado warning. It's for the same storm that we've been looking at for the last little bit here. Computer's moving slow, so I can't read which counties these are. Still seeing baseball-sized hail with this tornado. And I'm still not able to get the warning to pop up. Okay, here we go. This is still for Otero and Bent counties in southeastern Colorado. This is over towards Swink, moving at 45 miles per hour to the southeast. And the areas that we have to include in that tornado warning, La Junta and North La Junta should be safe here, but Rocky Ford, Swink, and Higbee are the areas we would need to watch. I really think it would be Swink and Higbee, because I think this is actually past Rocky Ford now.
Yeah, cool weather maps. Can I just call you? Oh man.
Real quick, it looks like where Vince is, according to radial velocity, if it's out on the ground, it would be just north of his position. Gate to gate, it's like 100 miles an hour. Right?
I kind of missed I kind of missed what you were saying. What were you saying again?
I was just saying that where Vince's position is right now, it looks like what I saw in radar Omega with the radial velocity just north to his position, at least with the last scan I saw. I don't know where what radar are you using right now for the site?
I'm using Pueblo. I'm at Pueblo.
Make sure I'm on the same one.
Originally, when I clicked the warning, it did take me to the Denver, Colorado Springs radar. But yeah, cool weather maps. We tagged you on Discord with that later update for the slight risk.
Yeah, I posted I don't know if it's the latest SPC outlook, but latest as of the time of posting.
Yeah. Apparently, I guess he was looking at local news and they said something about marginal still. I don't know if it was necessarily upgraded to slight or not by them, but SPC has moved that slight risk up for sure.
I don't know exactly where you live, man, and I'm not
He's
gonna
near. He said he's like near Allentown.
Near Allentown. That might be somewhere on the border between slight and marginal, but
yeah, you're like on the edge.
I would still be on the lookout for wind and hail. Not really a tornado risk, but there's like a narrow corridor that is almost certain to get some hail tomorrow.
Oh, he's
not necessarily significant hail, but any hail is,
So he's actually in Powley, Pennsylvania. I think that was someone else that was with him last night that I got mixed up. Because I remember one of you two mentioning Allentown. Paoli.
Let me look at a map because the SPC.
Hey, Ty, I just noticed your radial velocity hasn't updated since like 20, almost, what is that, like 20 minutes ago or something?
Oh no. Come on, radar maker.
That's why I was so confused. I was looking at yours and mine. I was like, where did I go wrong?
No, I think okay, okay. I guess it might be because of the dual screen. I don't know. This computer's not liking these live streams. We just gotta hang in there for one more week.
You could try to like undo it and then redo it, see if it updates that way or something.
I just triggered the loop and it's starting to go now, though. Yeah, it's starting to update now. Okay, there we go. I thought it would have updated by now. I thought I saw the little blue line on both of the screens here, but I guess not. Yep. Okay. Okay. 9:17. Okay, we're good now. Ah, boy. Just gotta hang in there for about pretty much another 5 days, it looks like. Because the
Weather
earliest.
maps. Sorry. Continue.
Oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Cool weather maps. You are pretty much just like I thought. You were on the border between marginal and slight.
So I was right. It was near Allentown. Well, not that close to it, but it's not far either. I don't know Pennsylvania that well, unfortunately. That's one area I have not trekked.
I'm gonna be there in like 3 days.
What are you going over there for, if you don't mind me asking?
Gonna go to the Mütter Museum. I'm gonna go to the zoo.
Sick.
I forget what else we're doing. Baby, what are we doing in Pennsylvania?
We're going to the Muda Museum, and then we're going to get a Philly cheesesteak, and then we're going to the zoo.
I think all we really have solid plans for is the museum and the zoo. You know, we can only cram so much into a short vacation.
Hey, short vacation sounds lovely. I haven't had one since 2015, to be honest.
We gotta bring our cat too, so we can't go too crazy.
Fair enough. Isaiah's asking if you could take him to the zoo. Also, okay, I see what you're saying now. Cool weather maps. You're closer to Philly than you are Allentown.
Yeah, I think I will love it.
Now, Chester County, I have seen that pop up a few times on stream, so I do remember that much at least. But
I've actually been through Philly before. It was at a time where I was like so sleep deprived that I couldn't appreciate anything really.
and to go back to what you were saying, Kyle, I see what you're talking about now. It was probably within the last couple of scans that I ended up missing, of course, but I do see that little notch where it was getting up to about 70 plus. Probably over there while I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on with this thing was when it went up to 100.
Yeah, that was like 10 minutes ago or something. But yeah.
Dang it. Missing all the good stuff, man. Missing all the good stuff. Just taking another step. Just have to keep telling myself that.
Yeah, so we I don't know who we were, but I feel like I was in agreement with somebody that the big storm indeed ate the little storms.
Oh, yeah. I was the one that was talking about that storm up ahead probably getting ingested. But, yep.
Ingested.
Nice. I wonder what Isaiah thought of that. I don't think he heard it. Otherwise he wouldn't have said. Otherwise I think he would have said something.
I think we're just on a delay.
Yeah. I'm still looking at chat just to make sure he sees it. To make sure I see what he says. Oh, he did hear it. I think actually one of those tornado warnings we were streaming that day, and I think that's how you ended up finding us cool weather maps. Cause you found us on stream. New scan just came in. Seems like it's definitely trying to go outflow dominant here.
Yeah, even the new cells that are popping up are like, they look like comma heads, but they're not in the right direction.
Yeah, I found one scan that's about 120 gate to gate.
On one.
Yeah, it's like really close. Yeah, it's about like where you are. It's like right in that region. Yeah, it's like 98 was one. The other one was like 20 something.
Okay, I'm gonna have to zoom in a little bit more. This is like the worst thing for my CPU. So every time I try to scan in, that like zoom in on the scan, that's whenever it really just gets angry. Like if I put my hand next to the computer, like the more I scan it, it just gets pissed.
Like right where that different color of kind of yellow is, right before the green next to the red. That's like the 98.
Oh, come on, computer, work with me here. Oh god.
Yeah, I'm seeing
God.
it too.
Okay, yeah, I found it. There's 98. Some pretty strong gate to gate there, even though it is mostly outflow. It looks like it still could do it, but it's probably not going to be a long lasting. It's not going to be a long track, that's for sure.
Well, dude, who knows? I mean, this is pretty much untapped, and it's like the prime environment for it. I guess that's what's so weird to me. It's like, just, it's doesn't seem right. It's fishy, you know?
Hey, there's been several high risk days, some of which I've even been involved in personally, where nothing happened over my area. So, just shows how much we still have yet to learn when it comes to weather.
I'll check. Cool weather maps. I gotta have a nickname for you, because cool weather maps. Too long.
It's a mouthful. Hey, Owen. Yep, rotation, but really strong outflow. Really strong outflow. But it is wrapping around.
Alright, wait. I already told you. Your risk. You're on the border between marginal and slight. Like, you're technically inside of the slight risk, but
He
that's
forgot.
kind of a...
He forgot. He just wanted you to tell him again. I wish I could do like a decent donkey from Shrek impression. It's been growing a little dangly bit.
The dog leg.
The dog leg.
The dog leg.
Uh-oh. New scan just came in, and it does look like it's trying to do a thing.
Yeah, it looks pretty decent because if you think about it, so like the yellow is going away from the radar, so it's being blown down to like a southeast direction with the red, and you have like the greens there too, so it does have like a little circular flow.
Yeah, like right up in here where I'm looking on here is probably where it would be if it's gonna do it.
Seems like tornado genesis, not just like straight line lines.
Yeah. At first it was looking outflow dominant, but it is starting to wrap around. And I kind of called that before the last scan too, so who knows? Maybe we could see something here. And Vince is in a good spot here. Well, based off the way that hook is looking at, there still is a lot of outflow. I just don't think it's going to really do a lot, or it's not going to be a long time. Not going to be a long track for sure. I think it'll drop for a minute, and then it'll probably end up getting undercut by outflow. That's what it seems like right now. Ooh, Vince's feed is actually smooth. Oh, he even has a rainbow. That is freaking awesome. What are my thoughts on Mark Payton's Vlogs. I
me
haven't
your-
watched them too much actually, so I can't say. Also, since Owen had brought it up with there being baseball size hail, and we haven't done it yet, everybody that's in chat, if you could spam the baseball emoji, that would be awesome.
I always think that like when you tell people something and I look over the chat and nothing happens, I'm like, wow, nobody gives a shit. It's because we're on like a 15-second delay.
Yeah, and then just as you say that, look in chat now. Really, Isaiah? Really? Yeah, you better change that one. Well, we got 3 people that did it. Sure, your finger slipped. Yeah, yes.
We got 4 people that did it. Kyle counts.
No, it was 3. It was
Kyle,
Owen.
Cool Weather Maps, Owen, and Isaiah.
I didn't see Cool Weather Maps do it. Oh, wait a minute. Dang it. Freaking top chat again, man. Why can't I just have it set back to freaking regular? Like live. Oh, Cool Weather Maps definitely did it. Sheesh. And it didn't even let me see. Well, there's only 4 of you that are probably going to do it, so, okay. But yeah, I don't know why it had it on top chat again.
There's a weird thing happening toward the airport.
Towards the airport?
Yeah, never mind. Don't even look at it. It just doesn't. It's just. It's like a weird little.
You made what Twitter post, Cool Weather Maps? Yeah, that's
Wait, me?
always a thing. That's always a thing, Isaiah. Oh, thank you, Cool Weather Maps. Appreciate it, man.
Nah,
I gotta
guys,
get into the habit of using Twitter more. I just don't like social media that much.
It's not an airport. It's Los Animas Auxiliary Army Airfield number 2. That's a lot of A's, bro.
A. Yeah, I think that's like at least 3.
It's 4.
4? Sheesh. It can suck. If you use it for the right reasons, it's usually not so bad, but, you know. Looks like Vince is heading towards that high precipitation part of the storm here. He's going to be driving right through this rain shaft to try to get a look at the storm here. It's going to be a little hook slice.
Dude, it looks like a raindrop in the process of, like, falling, kind of.
Yes, Isaiah, I've been doing a lot of night uploads. In fact, there's one scheduled for 9:30. It's a summer outlook. But yeah, I've been doing most of my time on YouTube. I've done more night uploads than day uploads or morning uploads. But with all the severe weather that's been going on, trying to keep up with it all, it's been kind of hectic on my end to do all of that. But we do what we got
Yeah, I
to.
just got the notification 1 minute ago
A
for your
notification.
video.
Oh, you got a notification 1 minute ago about what? My video?
For your video. Yeah, that was posted at 6:30 my time, 9:30.
Oh, nice. Nice. But yeah, it's a summer outlook. It's basically just looking at the next 3 months. I think wind is probably the most significant threat for you, Cool Weather Maps. We gotta find, yeah, we do have to find a nickname to call you, man. But yeah, mainly wind is what I would be concerned with. What were you asking though, Owen? Because you said, dude, wait a sec. Now this is starting to broaden out a little bit. There's still like a tiny little noddle of an area right there where we could see some rotation, but it's starting to really cycle in the wrong direction now. It could recycle though too, so I don't know. Inflow notch still looks good, but we may be doing the millipede thing again that you like to talk about so much, contingents.
Yeah, there's not really anything wrapping around the back of it.
Yeah, it's starting to struggle a little bit. This next reflectivity scan looks a little bit better, but it is starting to look like that inflow notch is starting to close up too.
Yeah, but now it looks like there's, well, nah, it kind of looks like garbage. But like, you know, man, one can dream. Okay.
You said good job, struggle. What do you mean by that, Isaiah? Good job, struggle? Alright, let's see what's going on here. This UFC. Oh, wait, it's on commercial, dang. Because I remember seeing one guy getting it handed to him right now. Like he was on, like he had a dude on his back and he was just like going to town on him, just wailing. I don't know if the fight got stopped. It's already past La Junta, and after that, let me zoom in a little bit. I think this is gonna be in rural areas for a little bit, but even then, I guess I mean I'm down not to see a tornado just as cool as it would be to see one. But yeah, it's passed through like pretty populated areas. Now we're mainly looking at somewhere along the lines of more rural areas. Maybe the closest spot it would get to right now would be Springfield, and then Comanche National Grassland, if that's significant to anyone at the moment. But I don't think this is going to be producing a tornado just yet. It's going to try.
Yeah, Elkhart is like the heart of the elk. Damn it.
Jesus
I
Christ.
forgot what I was gonna say, and it was just like, I was like, oh, it's a pun.
This road is nasty.
Go ahead. Continue. Continue.
Oh, it's just that's like the heart of the instability. So that's
Yet, it is the harder where some of the cape is still going to be.
that's kind of what we're waiting for. Like that's the spot, you know. That's the spot where it's supposed to like go off.
Okay, I don't know why. I thought I thought I muted Vince, but looks like I didn't. And it's not like we got good service over there anyway. So that being said,
Still so light over there, bro.
yeah, there's still plenty of daylight over there. Of course, they're about 2 hours behind us. Are those the counties in Colorado? If there's an Atlanta County, Colorado, I'm gonna laugh. Or if there's a city in Atlanta in Colorado called Atlanta, that's oh, it's a town called Atlanta. Wow. I actually didn't think there would be too many other towns with the name Atlanta. That's kind of funny. I'm not gonna lie. Well, all right. Let's go ahead and take a look at it because it's pretty much going to ride this boundary here if it wants to keep its act together. It could be recycling, Isaiah, so it's not like it's done just yet. Clarksville is a pretty common town name. There's probably more than three. I can almost guarantee you. Oh, well, there is an Atlanta, Colorado. How about that? The timing for these gonna be within the next 30 minutes or so. For Nina Vu.
131 people.
Wow. Dang.
It'd be a best case scenario, really. Like, you know, if any of these storms is gonna drop a tornado.
Yeah, it's not a high population center. Even then, it would still be unfortunate. Because I could only imagine just what the building code would be for some of those
Yeah.
houses that are there.
I guess that's a good point.
Yeah, so either way, if it drops, fine, as long as it doesn't hit anything.
Oh yeah, because actually that's what is that like northeastern New Mexico? Some of that.
Not yet. Eventually, Boise City, huh? I don't know if it'll last that long. We are kind of burning out on our parameters, so to speak, here, so it could very well begin to weaken as time goes on. Pretty much past Elkhart, I would think that things begin to fall apart a bit.
Hey, where's Campo? What state is Campo in?
I think Campo's in Texas. Wait, no. There could be a Campo, Colorado as well.
Where the hell is New Mexico then?
New Mexico's a little further to the south, maybe southwest actually. Wait, Campo is towards Campo is in Colorado, I think.
Oh, never mind. The storm front has moved east since the last time I was looking at it. So yeah.
And Elkhart's Oklahoma actually, so Boise City is probably like right on the line here. But yeah, I think Campo is probably Texas. Elkhart is Kansas. It's like right on the line though.
Yeah, Elkhart's like one of the southernmost places in Kansas.
They've gone and reissued that tornado warning now. Is there any others? I think we're just dealing with this. Yep. Campo was Colorado. Okay, at least I was right there. So many towns to learn. So many towns. Well, looks like somebody just may have got dropped here on UFC. Hold on a second. Someone's
Like
up my
that.
door.
Initially, you just said, well, it looks like some butt.
What do you mean? I guess I just kind of looked away, but I'm watching UFC as well. But looks like Robbie Lawler's retirement fight has gone well. He ended up scoring a knockout. Good way to go for a Hall of Famer. I'll be right back. I think somebody was knocking on my door. Let's see what's going on real quick.
Hello, I'll be your substitute, Ty. As you can see, actually, There are now what appear to be two overlapping tornado warnings.
Yeah, I can't confirm those are the same. All right. We're back now, by the way, folks.
I think it is the same one. The northern one just it's
Yep.
going to expire in 2 minutes, so
And then there's the reissue. Towards that inflow notch, there is a little bit of an increase in velocity with this. So now I'm just going to go ahead and zoom in, see what we got. Yeah, it's starting to look a little better again. We'll see if it holds out.
well, it is getting it's moving into a more favorable environment. It's moving away from the more capped and drier environment.
Yeah, it's getting into that little bit of a moisture nose. And then also, if you notice, like if you look up to the right of that, or just off to the northeast a little bit, little secondary
Yeah.
couplets starting to develop there.
That's what I was saying before, and then I never minded myself, but I probably shouldn't have.
Yeah, this could end up getting a tornado warning itself in a little bit here. Definitely has a couplet that looks to be strong enough. It's getting close to 100 on gate to gate here.
Yeah, that's basically the where the remnants of the cell that it ate is probably coming up against the original mezzo.
That's usually how it ends up going. Usually when a merger like that will end up happening, there will be a brief period of time where we could see a little bit of a rotation begin to develop there. Guess I better be ready to sound the siren here in the next little bit. So I'm going to shrink this screen just a little bit, try to help that along. I'm gonna move this up just a little bit to help myself along. Yeah, that's definitely gonna get a warning. Almost would have to. Yeah, this little area of rotation here just keeps pulsating in and out. I wonder if this storm off to its flank here will start to take over. Only problem is there's a lot of rain near that inflow area, that inflow notch. It's definitely not going to be a picturesque or a photogenic tornado by any stretch, if it does develop one.
It'd be so easy for that inflow to get cut off, too.
It would. It wouldn't take long at all. Looks like Vince has gotten behind the storms here. I don't know if he's trying to reposition or what, or maybe if he's going to call it. Okay, so some new scans have just come in. Yeah, I don't know. In one sense, I want to say that it could. In another sense, I'm kind of leaning towards it maybe not being warned. Because it's downtrending a little bit. It's also interacting with this supercell here too, so there's that to deal with as well.
Yeah, it's It's weird. Like that's kind of what I was talking about when I said these storms are they're kind of like merging and splitting, but uh not it's not like in any consistent way. It's like some of them have had the top sheared off, some of them have like ingested storms and then split in a slightly different spot. I just don't know what's happening with this setup. It's like very hard for me to suss out. All I know is that this blob is gonna have to do something within the next, I'll say, hour,
Yeah.
or it's gonna lose that window of favorable shear cape moisture.
Yeah, the parameters start to drop off after about O2 into O3Z. That's what we all kind of gathered when we looked at that loop that you had posted earlier on Discord.
Although, I mean, the models did simulate basically this. Like, if this is the supercell that was on the simulated reflectivity, then, like, this would be the one that kind of got its act together and eventually produces. But, like, I don't have that much faith in it. I don't have as much faith in it as the models did.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was on a good track, but I just wasn't sure if if I was willing to buy into it. It was enough to go live. It was worth going live for sure. It was fun. It's been fun so far, but like I said, I wasn't. I was kind of like on the fence about it. That's for sure.
It almost looks like these cells are trying to split again.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We kind of wouldn't want this one to turn right though if we did see that happen. Because what happens if it dips under this warm front? Then it kind of really screws itself over, but then that storm takes over that's just to the south of Los Animas. So what would be the play then if you were to be out there chasing? That would be my question.
I would stay to the north.
Yeah, that's what I would think too. You still here, Kyle? I want to know what his thoughts are on this.
Yeah, I'm here. What were you guys saying again?
You see this little splitter that's trying to develop here?
Bigger screen. Yeah, you're talking about like one might go more northerly, another one might go more like southeasterly.
Yeah. I'm wondering what would happen if this southern storm would end up going under that warm front here. I wonder how well it would still do.
It would die, bro.
I don't know. Usually they track like ahead of the boundary though, so I think it'd be a low probability it does.
Yeah, I would think that it would probably ride the boundary of anything, but if it does dip there, I think it's screwed. But that also could mean that this northern cell would probably take over. Wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if it splits off and can stay far enough to the east, then it's possible. Then that would be the one that would like eat up all the cape in the that little portion of the state. But that doesn't seem very likely to me either. Like, these storms have been pretty messy about absorbing other storms, and then it's like it looks like it gets stronger, but then it splits somewhere else, like in a different like orientation.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. This storm had a really... Go ahead.
Ingest the storm from one side and then split like perpendicular to where it ingested the other storm.
All right. Well, as far as this one's concerned, if it doesn't split, this is definitely not going to produce because, I mean, it's already seeming like it's starting to lose its opportunity here. But like I said before, until that inflow notch clears up, it probably was never going to have a chance. Maybe you could see like a little gust NATO. Hey, Tom, how you doing, man? Okay, so this has a special weather statement of wind gust up to 50 to 55 and nickel size hail.
Yeah, there's actually like a special weather statement for the one that was closer over to Ray, basically for gust nados,
A little
or
earlier.
land spouts. Yeah.
I missed it. All right, so oh wow, that next scan it's looking even less impressive. So this, I think pretty much at this point it's either going to be this one or nothing at all.
I mean, we've seen plenty of setups where the timing is good for like one thing. Like the timing is good for kinematics, and then 2 hours later, the timing is good for, thermodynamics, and then blah blah blah. This might just be one of those where it didn't quite line up, but it looked like it would.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's what I was pretty much saying the whole day. It was gonna be really interesting to see how things developed here, and I think that's why SPC kept this at 2%. Okay, I don't know what's going on in the background. Apparently, something's up. I might have to check it out in a second. I don't know for sure. Sorry if I got quiet for a second, guys.
It's cool. This is the chill stream.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess that's the old customer service rep job talking. Because, yeah. Like, they used to always get on to you for dead air during a phone call. Just isn't a good look. Oh, also, I've been completely not looking at chat. I'm so sorry, Tom. You went to an Osaki restaurant? That's nice. Sounds like fun, but hopefully you didn't have to pay for the meal. That sounds like it was probably going to be pretty expensive. But yeah, I think we're good out there for now. All right. Storm might actually dip like right on the warm front or just a little. Or just on the flank of that warm front. It's going to be close.
If it does, it's pretty much storm suicide.
Essentially. Storm Saboku. So you just paid for your own meal, huh, Tom? Well, that's good. Yeah, this thing is not this. Yeah, it's just as you were saying, a contingent. It's splitting in a whole nother. It's splitting differently now.
Yeah, I think it might have something to do with the fact that like there was that weird rotation happening, near Pueblo, like it was easier to see before the storms actually started firing off. There was wind just blowing in all different directions. What looked like different levels of the atmosphere. And like now that these storms have moved kind of out of the mountains into the, or they are moving in like a downslope direction. Like although they are moving away from the cap and toward a more moist Cape rich environment, like even the topography is not really in their favor.
Mm, that is true. It'll probably have a tornado possible tag for a little bit here after the tornado warning eventually expires.
Oh yeah, I mean this right now, like this storm isn't done, but if it continues to move in a southerly south, not southerly, in a south, how do you say that? How do you say southward? Is that how you say it? Southward.
Or southward, southerly.
Well, nah, because southerly means like from the south.
Oh, true, true, true. But probably southward will be good.
If the storm continues to track southward, it's just becoming, it's moving out of its incubator.
This is in southeastern Colorado, Tom. By the way, that question that I was answering Isaiah's question when I had said that. I don't know if you guys were seeing chat or not. But yeah, this is pretty much the only game we got here, really. We have this storm that's trying to split off and maybe do its own thing, but it just keeps splitting off at, I guess you would say, the wrong points here. It would, if it were to have just split off in a more organized manner, I think it could have had a shot at producing something, but now it's just turning into a huge mess.
You can tell also that like you can see kind of the weird, like the winds aren't really in a consistent direction. Like you, if you look at the line that's congealing to the north of these storms, it's in like a sine wave.
Yeah, I kind of see it too when I zoom out a little bit. Like you look off to the northeast a little bit. It's almost like in a weird arch.
It's a sine wave, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I only have 10 listeners. Well, I wasn't really expecting this to be like a big time stream, Tom, so it doesn't bother me at all. I mean, we got up to about, maybe 14 at one point, maybe 15. Even then, I'll take that. But yeah, this isn't like a big outbreak, so I wasn't expecting crazy numbers. I was just really doing this just because, I guess. I kind of enjoy doing the live streams a bit. So when it's feasible to do them, I'll try and do them. And then also, in a way, like, this had the potential to either be something big or nothing at all. Right now, I want to say it looks like it could be nothing. But then again, if this storm could get its act together, it could produce a tornado and maybe even a strong one. I'm starting to think more that that's not going to happen, though.
Yeah, I would agree. Possible, but very increasingly unlikely.
I don't know. There's other stuff I can do, but I'd rather do this.
I don't understand, like, this is an MCS. This is part of an MCS.
Is it? Is that what you're asking?
I mean, that was what the SPC Outlook said. Like,
Eventually, it does form into an MCS, but I don't know if you would call it that right now. Maybe. Kind of hard to say.
I'm just trying to figure out like where the spokes of it are.
Okay. Well, oh, Kyle, are you still here?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Would you consider this cell as part of an MCS or not? Just yet. 'Cause this is
Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm just looking at the lawsuit, a gate to gate about 100 of an MCS. Well, let me zoom out.
I wouldn't call this part of an MCS just yet. Or at least it hasn't really developed into that.
The mesoscale convective system. Let's see.
Just
I wouldn't say fully, but it has potential to go in one. Yeah, I would imagine, like you guys are talking about, after potential dwindles down, let's say hypothetically an hour or whatever, it'll probably form into an SCS.
yeah, eventually the models do have it forming into one, but yeah, right now I would say no. That's what I
Let's say it's
was
like
thinking.
form an MCS, but not considered like an actual MCS.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing today. It
It's
seems
just
like.
hard to look at and interpret it. There's something happening that is not obvious. Like there's something happening with shear that must play into this because like the winds just look weird. The direction that things are moving just doesn't make sense.
True. Then also when we look at the gate here, we're starting to see a little bit of an increase here, about 100, just like you were saying, Kyle. Close to it, if not right over, just slightly. All right. Well, by the way, cool weather. I'll catch you later. We'll catch up on Discord, I guess. Thanks for being in, man, and also thanks for that post too. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, there's like about 110 gate to gate. That's like right on the actual part of the storm, but the inflow notch of typically where there's a hook that a tornado would be.
Yeah, it's just continuing to do weird things. She's playing hard to get, that's for sure.
Well, hey, at least at the very minimum, this storm's been like baseball sized hail almost the whole way.
Yeah,
So it hasn't been unfulfilling, just like drizzle.
yeah, that's true. Also, if you really think about it, nah, I wouldn't want that. Because imagine for the whole life of this storm, everyone is just like spamming baseball emojis. The chat would eventually probably slow down.
I'm looking at 850 and
What do you think?
the wind is completely going in the opposite direction, so that's probably what it is.
What
Oh,
what way is the 851 coming from?
It's coming from like the Texas. Well, it's weird. It's kind of like
Like southeast?
it's going from like the Texas Panhandle, the western side of the Texas Panhandle. It's going like completely north, and then it's kind of cutting in. It's sort of flowing into Colorado, like from Kansas all
Yeah, I
the
got the
way.
border.
Yeah, like the border of Kansas all the way down to like the Texas Panhandle. It's just converging upon Colorado. Like there's like a point, and you could actually that's I think that's what we were seeing before when I was saying like look at this point near the radar where like everything is going in all different directions. I think there's just like a point of convergence that is uh, basically at lower levels in the opposite direction from the upper level flow.
mm,
Yeah, plus with the wind direction, it's still pumping moisture too. Because I think the dew points are still like around like mid 60s.
yeah. Like I said earlier, the moisture nose definitely seems like that isn't going to be the issue. It was gonna. I think really the issue was always going to be how long that cape would last and how far would it make it to the northwest, and what would the timing be. It's not that the parameters were never there. It was just the timing.
It's So that means there is still some upslope flow, like, on these storms, which would kind of negate what I was saying about the topography, because, like, well, I don't know, man. It's hard to look. It's hard to see all this. Oh, never mind. I can layer it. I can literally see it all together.
Nice. You done goofed it. You lost the game. I'm just kidding.
I know. Yeah, so the winds are literally going complete. Yeah, that's wild. It's like almost a perfect 180 degrees difference between upper and lower level winds.
I think I actually saw that on one of the soundings that I had showed on the video this morning.
Yeah, so that pretty much
Is the upper level winds coming from like northwest and then the lower levels like southeast? Is that what you mean by like 180?
yeah, it almost
Yeah.
almost exactly like the wind barbs are overlaying each other, and like
Yeah.
the barbs are on opposite sides of the same like.
So that shows a strong speed shear, and then determining on if it increases in velocity as you increase with height, then that would be also directional shear too as well.
Dang. Yeah, that's what you guys were talking about earlier too.
Which are like two main components of why this is like keeping this storm right now in the supercell and not just getting absorbed to the MCS, just because of like not just that, but that's like two of the main parameters.
Yeah, because it does look like there's a completely separate like system kind of developing between. There's like those two big cells, two-ish. I mean, it's really like one, but it's kind of cleaving in half. Cell like ahead of the rest of the system, and then there's kind of a separate, proper line of storms.
So it's starting to ramp back up again, at least with the hail. We're up to Granny Smith size, 3-inch hail, large apples. In case anyone doesn't know what that means. So it's trying, but I don't know, man. I'm also seeing that inflow notch starting to continually close back up a little bit more with each scan. It might try and breathe out one more time, but at this point it might be on its like last gasp of air too.
We got about 80 gate to gate per mile, 80 miles per hour gate to gate right now. That is actually associated with the storm. It's not like out ahead of it or anything.
Yeah, no, I see it. It's right here. I have to pull up the magnifying glass again, but no, I see it.
Yeah, it's like right near that stationary front.
Yep. But it's starting to take that little dip. If it goes too far, that might be it. It's committing Saboku.
But I thought I saw that the dew points on the south side of that stationary front were still in the 60s, so it might not totally kill it. We'll see what goes on.
Yeah,
I
that's
think they're
true.
even lower than that.
Because there's more like overrunning processes with stationary fronts compared to your typical like warm front and cold front.
That's
With
true.
low pressure.
Stationary fronts do bring a different I don't know what I'm saying. But stationary fronts are different.
Yeah.
Do the
Otherwise,
do.
typically, like when you get like on the north side of just a warm front, then like, yeah, then you get like less severe. It's more like drizzle and rain compared to being on the south side where sector. But of course, yeah, stationary fronts is just like the different.
Yeah. Stationary fronts are definitely a different animal. And just as quickly as that hail core really started to blossom, it's already going away again.
Yeah, it's crazy like how quickly the dew point drops off in like south central Colorado. It's in the 20s.
Oh, wow. That's quite a contrast. But I guess that's partially how we got those lapse rates so steep. Usually whenever I see the steep lapse rates, usually there's a pretty good contrast most of the time.
Jeez, dude, Western Colorado, it's 17 degrees.
Do
It's the same as Arizona.
I don't know if you will get some of that severe this week, Tom. We'll have to check that out. I'll have a video up tomorrow that's going to get into or tomorrow morning, or like early towards like lunchtime maybe, where I can get into the details of that. I'll just try and take a look at the whole week ahead. And then probably from there, I'll do like either a tropical update or something. Because I haven't done that in a while either.
Oh, wait, it's even lower. It's 9.
Oh my gosh. 9.
Yeah, I was looking at the wrong figure.
That inflow notch is opened back up just a little bit again. If it's going to do it, it's going to be real soon. Otherwise, it's going to be a bust.
The new tornado warning polygon tracks more south, so I think they're thinking that the two that are converged right now, they're thinking that they might split.
Yeah, I'm definitely thinking eventually they'll split. This one to the north does look a little better than it has before. So
yeah, that little couplet's still been there for a while. It's like around 50, 60 gate to gate or something.
yeah, it's holding out well, but like if you look at it on reflectivity, it does look like it's starting to come into its own just a little bit.
A lot. I mean, there's really only that little blip keeping it together.
Yeah, so if this storm to the north can form an inflow notch, who knows? Hi, Mia.
That would be the one. That would be the winner tonight. if it breaks off again.
I'm not good. I'm not really into gambling like that, Tom. I don't think I'm gonna mess with the lottery ticket, the Powerball today. Every once in a while, I'd play a scratch off or something, but that's about it. I hope you win, though, man. I really do. You used to scratch your mom's tickets, huh, Isaiah? That's cool. My pops used to let me scratch his tickets off as well. Yeah, it does. It'll hit your pockets if you get out of hand with it. So it's definitely something you have to be. Yeah, definitely have to be watchful of that. No, it is not an innate innuendo. Oh wait, I misread that completely. I don't know why I said innate. Jeez, I don't know what the heck I was reading there. It's not some kind of innuendo, I think. But then again, this is Isaiah we're talking about. Ha ha. She won 200 without you. She probably gave you some of the money anyway, though. That northern storm is also getting a little bit more lightning now, too, so it could be ramping up a bit here. I think Vince is heading back towards the storm now. I don't know if he was taking a break or if he was getting gas or something. Dang, you didn't get any. That's funny. I figured that was how it was going to be, even if you had won it for.
Yeah, if you get a chance to run the loop on the radial velocity for that northern storm, and you can actually see with the green pixelates, it actually looks like it's like rotating.
Okay. Yeah, I kind of see it. It's broad at first. The last couple scans are starting to tighten up. I haven't won anything close to 100 on a scratch off before.
You can actually see the rear flank tightening up around it.
Yeah. I was kind of wondering. I've always been kind of wondering about that Northern Storm. If it could get its act together, it could be a big time player, but I don't know. Still,
Actually, I don't
it's
know. It
it's good.
looks like the rear flank is tightening up, but I don't know how much of that is just because it's getting further away from the radar. Like,
That
it
is
al-
also very true.
it always looks like there's a hard edge when there isn't on velocity.
Tom, the most I've ever won off of a scratch off ticket has been, I think, either it was like $30. The most I got from one single hit on a scratch off was about 20. Well, if that's the case, then Isaiah, no need to complain. She's surprising you with things. Anyway, though, man, I'm just happy that I finally got the order in on that computer.
Yeah, dude. It's going to make this whole streaming experience considerably better. I mean, it's not going to, like, change the very fabric of existence, but you're not going to be as nearly as frustrated with your computer being slow and, you know, acting like this.
Yeah, because just even doing the loop right now, it's just kind of like, ugh, like it's struggling. And I kind of feel bad in a way because of it. I feel that, Isaiah. I'm like that a lot these days. I don't like asking for much.
Also, we could do more with the streams, meaning like we could have them more, like right now, how it's just we just have like the one split screen display up. We could have like, you know, more elements of things up at the same time, and it wouldn't completely kill your frame rate.
True. Let's check out this most recent scan, by the way. But yeah, we could probably do more with the radar. We could probably switch screens a lot faster.
You could do better like hybrid radar video too, I think.
But that's interesting right there. It might be time to switch to a radar site because I don't know if I buy this.
Yeah, that's dog shit right there.
Yeah, I don't buy that
That's
one bit.
not.
All right,
That
let's see if
is.
there's a closer radar because we've got to be getting close to the radar ring. In fact, I can actually see it. Wait a minute. Let me look at this scan one more time though. Yeah, that Northern Storm's starting to look a little bit crappy again. There's a little notch right there though that looks interesting, but even so, we are getting pretty far from the radar. I'm gonna see if I can't find another site. Crap. We might be heading into a radar hole here. Because it doesn't look like there's anything super close. I mean, it's still well within that radar gap, within this radar ring here, but even so, us being further and further away.
I think it's still fine on KPUX. It's just like one bum scan. Because it doesn't look like that on the newer scan.
Yeah, I just haven't gotten it yet, I guess. Also, one thing I do like about that computer I got is the 24-inch screen now. Looking on this laptop screen is a little bit rough. Cause it's like maybe a 17 or 18 inch. Having that extra bit of that little extra area here will do a lot. But I wonder how I'm gonna I wonder just what I could reconfigure here, especially once I try to see if I can get a secondary monitor to go with that. And eventually just really start to go crazy on the setups as time goes on. Also, for the audience here, a challenge has been issued to you by a family member of mine. I can't say their age, but their birthday's coming up soon. And it's a big number. And they requested from me that I would get 500 subs by August 11th. So, I guess in a way, I'm issuing the challenge. Think we can get there? If you want to help, hit that share button. Pretty sure a lot of you have already hit the like button tonight, which is awesome. But yeah, make sure you hit that share button. Tell them about the channel. Spread the word. I'd love to make that happen, though. 500 by their birthday.
Dude, even the SPC basically was on like had the same idea. Well, it's not like they have different data. They have probably the same data that we have, so. But the mesoscale discussion that they put out was like pretty much exactly what we were saying. Like, for the next few hours, that corridor, that specific corridor into southeast Colorado is expected to pose a severe threat for several hours with large hail and wind damage. And it just like didn't really materialize.
Dang.
Quote, hailstones greater than or equal to 2 inches and a tornado possible.
Eventually, it does seem like it would form into a MCS here, but it's taking its sweet time, that's for sure. I'm trying to click on this meso discussion, clicking this little gap right here, where I would only be able to read that. Because the thing is, whenever you try to click on an area that has a watch, I'm never able to read the meso discussions, which is kind of irritating.
Well, yeah, it's the mesoscale discussion becomes like moot at that point because the mesoscale discussion gives the impetus for the watch. And so oh,
Yeah, found the gap. I found like a little gap though.
I didn't know you could. Every time I try to do that, it doesn't work.
No, I found like a little gap where there was no watch. This is like just to the west of Liberal here. That's where the watch like ends off. And I just snuck into that tiny little gap and said, let me see if I can figure this out. But yeah, if there's no watch and you just see meso discussion only, you can click on it and you'd be able to see just exactly what it says.
It has to be before they issue the watch, though.
Yeah. Yeah, it has to be before. I sure hope so, Isaiah. It'd be nice. I'm sure
Yeah,
they'd be
see?
happy.
Summary: large hail and wind damage will likely continue to be likely with the stronger cells over southeast Colorado this evening. A tornado will also be possible.
Yep, that's exactly what you were saying earlier. No surprises there. RAP is
Just
analyzing mixed layer cape about 1500 to 2000. Just about what we were expecting. Storm relative felicity near 450 meters squared per second squared. That's pretty strong.
the soundings that I was getting from the HRRR in particular were like insane.
Yeah,
I think some of the helicity was close to 600.
that's getting towards like I remember the sounding for some of the tornadoes from the super outbreak in 2011. I remember seeing helicities of about 600 or SRH around 600 plus.
Some were like 900. That was just an absurd day. Like that was
Half
that was wild beyond belief.
just remembering and this was back when I wasn't like really able to read skew like that. Like I still sometimes remember those days, and I even once had like a nightmare about it. It was so bad. Cause I mean, I remember my area was actually in like a moderate risk, and then we saw what happened over towards Ringgold, which was pretty far away from us, but still. Oh wait, there was also that one towards Lagrange. That was like I think it was either EF3 or EF4, but yeah, it was pretty gnarly, even for Georgia. And then the Rainsfield F5, I don't think it maintained F5 strength by the time it crossed over into Georgia, but it did a lot of damage in northern Georgia as well. So just that whole event, regardless of which state you were in, whether it was Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, it was you don't forget that one. But yeah, especially if you were in Mississippi or Bama.
Oh, you're talking about the real super outbreak.
Oh yeah,
I thought you were talking about March 31st.
331. Yeah. Oh yeah, that one I remember that one too. Those were
Yeah,
those were some pretty scary helicities then too. It
yeah,
did.
they got close to like 900. I remember because I remember I watched you do I watched one of your videos and you laughed because the helicity was so high, and I think it was one of those.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I was kind of laughing, but I was like, oh man. I was like, I was super nervous about that because I was like, oh, this is pretty bad. Like I was trying to be kind of calm there, because especially like within that first year of me doing this, a lot of people liked how relaxed I sound. But there I was kind of like, oh man, it's making me a little nervous, and I was. I mean, rightfully so.
Oh man, I agree with them. You got like a voice for radio too. Just saying, no homo.
I agree. Homo.
Shut up. Why would you say homo? You just had to make it weird.
Full
Don't get
homo.
over reality. Like you really do have a radio voice. So like compared to like let's be real. Like if your voice was like something else and annoying, I'm sure that people want to want to listen to you.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I like my voice. It's very popular with women too, actually.
I believe it.
Oh yeah, man, 6'6" with vocal cords like that. Sign me up.
Pause. Pause. Hold on.
I'm doing it from like a woman's perspective, of course.
I know, I'm
Like,
messing with you. I'm messing.
circle on it. Yeah, okay, for sure.
I know I'm messing with you, but but like if you make an innuendo, like on Discord, whenever I see Isaiah do it, for example, you gotta hit him with the pause. Do you
Alright,
know where
so
that's from, by the way, guys?
No,
It's from the Boondocks. Remember
I don't remember. I didn't watch, dude.
the Gangstalicious? You gotta watch the Gangstalicious episode of Boondocks.
The tornado. A little home.
This is
Oh, a
getting a
little
little home.
horn. It's an R and an N. I see. The
Shut up, Isaiah. You
tornado.
can't talk about that. With your recent, your recent. I'm not even gonna get into that. Never mind.
The tornado warning has been dropped, like we thought.
Yeah.
There is a ton of lightning on that upper circulate or the northern circulation now, though.
Yeah, I think that's like the only reason I'm still kind of watching, semi watching at least, because I'm like, could it not? I want to lean towards it being more so no, but then again, like I said, that increase in lightning, it's kind of got me thinking.
I'm not horny, Isaiah. I just have like, I support bromance, dude. I support bromance. You gotta be able to compliment your homies sometimes, and it doesn't have to be weird every time. You're making it weird. You're the one that's making it weird. Isaiah.
What is this turning into? What is this turning into? But man, we're still sitting at 13 viewers right now. That's crazy. Hasn't really been too much of anything going on, but still.
That's one of the most bird-like reflectivity, like storm. It's one of the most bird-like signatures I've ever seen on reflectivity before.
Which cell?
The one on top. It looks legit like a bird.
Nice.
Like its head is at the top, its beak is pointing to the left. You can see each of its wings, you can see its tail feather and everything. The one that's reflectivity, and it's like the top left cell, Isaiah.
Okay. I think I see it now. Oh, here
And then
comes a
there's
new
almost
scan.
like these two little nubs coming down that look like the feet too. That's a whole ass bird, dude. It still looks like it. Even with the new scan, it looks exactly like a bird.
No, I kind of see it. I see it. I wonder if Vince is trying to head back to this storm here. He says maybe a bird landed on radar. Okay, so now they've reissued that tornado warning. I guess we'll do it again then. Will it, okay, I don't know why the siren's not playing. Okay, there we go. It's taking its sweet time. Oh, I guess, well, really, I'm just going to sound it just because this isn't producing a tornado yet. It probably isn't going to produce, to be honest. Baca, Las Animas, and Benton County in southeastern Colorado. And this is wow, this is 38 miles west of Springfield, moving southeast to 20. It is really slowed down. And then there's also mention of another storm 30 miles northeast of Kim, capable of producing a tornado.
Just Kim.
Yeah, I don't see. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on
if
anymore.
you are Kim, look out.
Yeah, if you're in Kim, look out. If your name is Kim, look out. I'm gonna guess they're still talking about this northern cell. Yeah, they are. Because they have that little area of inflow mentioned in the warning now. And you can actually see it on the reflectivity radar a little bit better, just where the the way the warning is positioned. It's a town, Isaiah. It's a town. There's nothing wrong with being weird. Not at all. Nothing at all. I'm weird myself. I can become weird if you like. Isaiah, you know exactly what I am talking about. In fact, I think contingents would join in on me with this if I actually go along with it. Might sound like crap though, because I haven't drank any water though.
What am I joining in on you with for?
If they're asking, they can get the harsh vocal Palooza, the harsh vocal special. Uh-oh. Maybe at the end of the stream we might do it. Isaiah calls it the demon voice because he doesn't know any better. Anyway, as far as this warning is concerned, I mean, I still see the rotation, but I'm a little bit more skeptical. Of course, we are like probably 70, 80 plus miles away from the radar, with probably a few mountains interfering as well, so it's going to be a bit tricky.
I don't think it's that far.
You don't? You think it's more like maybe 50 or 60?
I can find out.
Good night. Oh no. Look what you've done. You've gotten contingents started. He still hasn't let go of that one night where I scared him with that with those harsh vocals. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I would have scared anyone, but I might. Nah, it made you jump though. You said it made you jump. It scared you. Don't lie. Don't lie. It scared you. It definitely scared you. Just like this. That was a weak one. I wasn't really able to get in. I wasn't really able to get behind that one. Not fully. It's probably like
It sounded fine though. Like your mic did all the work that your voice didn't.
Oh. Well, we try. We're not, like I said, definitely not your typical weather YouTuber. That's for sure.
It's supposed to sound like a burp, dude. I call it toilet vocals. It sounds like a toilet vocal.
That was better. That was way better than mine. If I'm really like up to it, I can really put some good vocals together. But like I said, I haven't really drank much or really enough water to pull it off. It is what it is, though. I wasn't really expecting to do any sort of live streaming today, so I didn't like go crazy on water. Oh God, I made that sound awful.
I didn't do my mindfulness and meditation techniques beforehand.
Like, I think I could probably pull off the highs more than I could the lows. It takes a little bit more work for me to get the lows going, but once I do, though, I'm usually able to keep them for the rest of the day.
You should like layer vocals because I can't do highs.
Oh, really? How are you not able to do highs?
No, not really. I just don't like to. I just don't like to do them because it like I don't know. It's like it like makes it's like I my vocal cords get like locked into one. They like get locked into only being able to do highs. Because it's like whenever you do harsh vocals, your vocal cords kind of like, even if you have really good technique, they kind of like, I don't know, get a little bit inflamed. And I've noticed that like if I'm stuck in one mode or another, specifically if I'm stuck trying to do highs, like if that's how I do my little warm-ups with highs, then I can't do lows. But it's not really the other way around.
So a weird thing with my vocals, like if I actually am like doing the warm up, I usually will do like head voice warm ups and try to be a little bit closer to like traditional singing. I'm not doing that on stream, by the way, but I would do a little bit more of the head singing or head voice stuff first, then add the chest in, and usually by that point I'm able to have like pretty good control. What the heck?
What is happening?
Who just came in? Who just popped in here? Who just popped in here?
Oh, you said head singing, so I was like,
Oh, that was you? What the heck, Kyle? Scared the crap out of me with that. I was like, wait, what was that?
no, you're good.
Actually, a good warm up. Like, I forget who it was, but I seen this video, and this guy was like, I figured out how to explain it in a pretty good way, and it's like you gotta act like you're a teenager, and like your mom just asks you to clean your room. You go,
Oh, yeah. That was Kyle, by the way, Isaiah.
I think those are the. I don't even know what those vocals would be, but those ones, like, I could do that shit forever.
Which ones?
These ones.
Oh, I think those might be false chord. I'm not a pro at like depicting those particular things, but I think that's false.
It almost sounds like maybe that mixture of that and like good rolls.
There we go. There you go. I got it. It was funny. Right after I did that, it kicked in. Huh?
Let's hear your fry scream.
I don't even know what my actual scream is. I don't think I can do a fry anymore. I used to be able to do it, but I remember I actually would.
Fry's usually higher, right?
Like that, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Scream like Alex Kohler from fucking.
Jeez, dropping the F-bomb, aren't we? Jeez.
I don't know, dude. Sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry, Ty and YouTube.
I just
Sorry to
follow.
everybody. I don't know what came over me. I'm just trying to turn over a new leaf.
I'm messing with you. I don't care. I really don't.
I'm just trying to make a change.
You're good, man. You're good.
I can't do it.
Okay. What the hell? The hell is this turning into?
I'm just kidding.
These tornado
It's
warnings
seven.
don't do much of anything, and then this is what happens. This is precisely what happens. Okay, so that northern cell now is starting to look a lot better. Actually has an area for it to breathe. Actually looks like something now.
I don't know, dude. I feel like we're kind of at like the end of the, like,
We think we're at the end?
I think the atmosphere is tapping its watch. You know what I mean?
It's like time's about up, you know. I'm gonna give you one last chance.
Yeah, it's like if you're gonna do the thing, you know.
You're going to do the thing. You better do it now, because if not, time's up. It's time to go to bed.
What is the?
Wonder also too is since we're like in between what like kind of like 3 or 4 different radar deals, maybe it's kind of like you guys talked about earlier. It's like a whole, so maybe like the actual depiction of what's happening in like the whole scope. Maybe it's like depleted a little bit, but
Yeah, because like we're like not far from the ring of the radar, but we're still in that radar ring. But the problem is, it's too far to go with the Amarillo radar. It's too far to look at the Roswell Clovis radar. It's just, I hate this spot. It's the dead zone
yeah.
right
And the
here.
further you get away too, like you lose more definition too as well.
Yeah,
So it's
exactly.
like hard to tell if it's actually weakening or like what's happening.
Yeah, because I think right now the closest one is the Dodge City radar, but that would probably still put it just outside of its radar ring. It's just a real mess
Yeah.
trying to figure out what to do
I agree
here.
with you. It's like right in the middle of like 3 different ones, but like you said, this is like the best one for right.
Whoa, wait, what?
On K-Pucks, it's like 100 gate to gate.
Which one?
K-Pucks, KPUX.
The one that we've been looking at. Do you guys see this report right here? Tornado actually did touch down, actually. This was taken by a storm chaser.
It's probably Vince. It's the storm chaser. I'm gonna go on Twitter and see if Vince was. I bet it's Vince.
Yeah, because I'm like, wait, what? I can't tell anything that's like really going on here. It doesn't look like great or anything, but we're so far from the radar, it's hard to tell what the heck's going on. Like, I hate whenever this stuff happens so far away from the radar to where we can't really see anything.
Oh
The thing
no!
is that the tornado warning that tag got upgraded from radar indicated to observed. So
Oh,
it helps out a
wow.
little bit with being in the hole. So it actually is something going on there. Like you said, it's just hard to see for a radar hole.
Yeah, this guy Jeff
Jeff Petrowski. Yeah, I know who that
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, he got it. It's a proper cone, dude.
What the heck, man? I can't. I hate not being able to see it. Vince is right next to it, though.
It's like a fatty cone.
Vince is next to it, but I'm pretty sure we aren't going to be able to get him. Dang it, man. I've known about Jeff Petrowski for years. He's one of the first storm chasers that I've ever heard of. He's been
Is
doing
that
this.
the dude that takes his girl around and
His wife.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
I think that's his wife.
Cat.
Yeah, his wife chases with him, I think. No, I think
Yeah.
that's somebody else that you're thinking about, though. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, so Vince looks like he's behind it more so than anything else. Because I'm going to guess if it's going to be anywhere, this is going to be it right here where I'm pointing the arrow at. But still, even with the night vision on that structure is beautiful. These clouds look incredible.
Dude, it's still like daytime over there.
I guess his camera is just switched over to night mode because he's lost enough daylight to where I guess the camera is just triggered to go to that mode. That's my guess.
Oh, I wasn't looking. I was looking at the video that just got posted. So maybe that's a little behind.
Oh no.
It was posted like 15 minutes ago.
Oh.
So from Vince's location, there looks like there's a couple at about 90 gate to gate that would be east, just a tiny bit southeast, but mainly east of them.
Yeah, but that's probably going to be covered by a little bit of rain right here.
We're not going to be able to see this on radar, I think. This is going to be like a proper storm chaser only. Like, this is why storm chasing is important, basically.
Yep.
100%. When you put the two together, that's what makes it a great experience.
Yep, exactly.
Because then also too, then even with storm chasing too, right? If you actually post to the radar, then people are viewing the radar can give you, like head shout outs, whatever else. And then when you're in hold, you get rely on your storm chaser, and you kind of go off back and forth.
Yeah. That's why eventually we want to get to a point where we can maybe be appealing enough to get some chasers on stream. I know, Isaiah. We got to fix that. We have to go in the
Yeah, man,
Streamlabs
we
and
got a
fix
lot
it.
of tornadic supercells here in Arizona. I got you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We would just have to figure out how to get you on stream. That's the only thing.
Yeah, I think I'd have to determine after I graduate and get my degree in August, and once I actually get like my first like meteorological job or whatever, then I might have to like move to a different part of the U.S. or what have you, and so we can go from
Yeah, I think that's probably what it would be, or what it would have to be. But if we can try and fund, if I can end up like trying to fund that, I will.
Yeah, man, just help donate to my Only Hands account.
Oh my god. Oh, my only hand accounts.
It was like the perfect time. It was like perfect segue.
I knew you were gonna do that. The second you said you're gonna have to subscribe and donate to my only hand account. Good God. What a mess.
I'm really surprised. Like, I'm going to be honest. I did not expect that Southern Cell to produce.
Yeah. But, hey. You gotta love the weather. I've said it 1,000 times. The best soap opera in the game. And it's a natural one nonetheless. It also leaves you with the best cliffhangers.
Yeah, I was like 100% fully wrong. I just want to own it so that I'm not like, oh, I called it. I called it. I
Nah,
didn't. I did not call it.
nah, we were kind of like, this doesn't look like it's gonna do too much for too much longer.
Yeah, you guys, no, you're good. You're just taking accountability. It's all part of it. Just like when people make their forecasts or such, like all the models, they have to put like their last name at the bottom, so that way, good or bad. And then over time, if you do like significantly bad, you can actually like get fired or lose your job or what have you. Like I know there's like some meteorologist over in Europe or something like that was expecting it to be like no rain, whatever else. And long story short, it was like a huge rain event and flooding and killed a bunch of people and stuff. Yeah, he got fired and all kinds of crazy shit.
Dang. Sheesh. It's a tough game. But I guess that's partially why I'd rather do it on YouTube. Because, I mean, either way.
100%. Because you're fully putting yourself out there. Unless you got a really common last name. I mean, but sometimes like you could like look up like the last name, be like whatever, like National Weather Service or wherever, and you like,
Your name will pop up or something.
Yeah, kind of like how they do for like the SBC and some like their maps and such, like Gleason, some other people.
Yeah. But Gleason seems like he does pretty good, if you ask me. I like his forecast.
Yeah, I was just saying, just an example.
But yeah, I get what you're saying. 100%. Man, I'm shocked too. I'm honestly pretty shocked.
How long do I have to be like a weather nerd before I have a favorite NWS employee?
I don't know. Technically, I don't. I've been just kind of catching on.
Said, you're like, I like Gleason. He does good forecasts, man. I like that guy.
I mean, really, I've just recently started noticing like the names on the bottom. So I've noticed I've just more or less a trend I've noticed. It's not necessarily necessarily any sort of like favoritism or anything like that.
I have a new observed tornado warning too.
Yep, that's
It
a new
expires in
observed
33
tornado.
minutes. Interesting. Okay.
This is Baca, Los Animas counties. Still has
I
ping
just
pong size hail. And then northeast of Kim again.
look out, Kim.
Look out, Kim. Even though it's past Kim. It's another storm capable of producing a tornado. So basically, we have a tornado warning for 2 storms, and then one is confirmed here. This was confirmed by Jeff. And then we could be seeing Pritchett in line with this one. All right. Dang, I didn't think I would have my summer outlook up at the same time I was streaming today. I don't expect too many people to really look at that right now if they're looking at the stream, even though there's only 9 right now. I'm tempted to just be mean right now and just say, "Shut up, Isaiah!" I'm just kidding. Why would you get banned? Hang on. What would you have done to even get yourself banned? Huh? Why? Why would they ban you? What did you do?
Oh wow, there's a tornado in Mexico.
There's actually a tornado in Mexico?
Yeah, there was.
Oh.
Like today. Like recently.
Like how long ago? Like how many hours ago?
Like all the hours.
All the hours. Dang it.
Yeah. No, I don't know.
Dang it.
It's on Twitter. It's on Twitter, so like I don't.
Yeah.
I cannot confirm the exact time, but
Social media.
I literally, it's the only thing I have ever gone on Twitter for was to search the term tornado on the latest tab.
Social media.
Like, I don't even have my own actual Twitter account. I just signed into Twitter using Google because it will not let me get past the homepage if I don't use some credentials.
I know. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, gate to gate's about 100 miles per hour, and then the correlation coefficient is 0.68%.
Ooh. So this is actually a pretty strong tornado. I did say. If it did drop, there's a chance it could be a strong tornado. It wasn't a high chance, but nonetheless, I do see a little something there.
Yeah, it was like 2 days ago, whatever, when I dropped the sounding in Discord. It was probably just a tiny bit east of here, but like similar region. So like I were talking about how it was like a loaded gun.
Yeah, you mentioned something. You did mention something about this. So really, I guess this is your call, I suppose, which was
That's
a
a
good one.
collaborative effort. I was just saying in general.
Either way, it was a good call to go live. Either way, to be able to see it. It would be nice to be able to see it from Vince's stream, but it is what it is. A couple, it does look like it's starting to weaken a little bit, though, thankfully.
Dude, how the hell can you tell? This is like terrible radar data.
I said it looks like it's starting to weaken. From this radar perspective, it looks like it's starting to weaken. I don't know what's going on with this thing, to be honest. I'm blind.
Look at the aspect ratio on the pixels, dude. It's like
I'm blind. It's
They're like-
literally what it is.
they're like 7
freaking
times
blind.
wider than they are tall.
Like, I'm freaking blind right now. If like as far as this radar is concerned, we're blind.
I'll ban you immediately, Isaiah. Insta permaban.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't ban him. Put him in timeout.
Can I do that? Oh yeah, I can do that.
You're a mod, of course. Contingents. What the hell?
No, I meant on Discord. I forgot.
Oh yeah, you could time him out on Discord too.
How do I do that? Sapphire.
Yeah, it's a Sapphire bot. We got to figure out what happened to that one bot that did the tornado warnings and the severe thunderstorm warnings. Wonder why that stopped. Cause it stopped before Voldemort left, so or before we got rid of Voldemort. So yeah. He might have, might not. Whatever the case, we'll fix it. At some point, we'll fix it. Dang it, we can't get Vince's stream up. We're probably not going to see anything from it anyway.
I can't get it up, dude.
Pause. And that really was from something that I said. Daggone it. Sheesh. It's my own fault. Ah, this is so frustrating. This is so frustrating, though. I hate the fact that we can't tell what's going on, nor can we actually get a look at the storm. It's super frustrating.
Looks like Vince is going like east on that. What is this, like a 160 or something? And he was talking about just up ahead and to the right. So the observed tornado possibly might be to the south side of the.
Yeah, it seems like I can't pull up his feed right now. The question is, will it still be on the ground by the time he would get to it? I'm sending a little message real quick. Also, Kyle, peep the live chat, and that's what I was talking about with only hands. It's nothing wrong with actual only hands on there. It's fine. The joke part's fine. It's just another situation there. Like, we'll discuss more of that once the stream is over if you're down. Because, yeah, because he who will not be named here is involved in that. All right, well, let's see if we can try and pull up Vince again.
He who shall not be not named here demands.
Oh, we've gone up to 19 likes. How odd.
I did expect a tornado to touch down today, but not where it did.
Uh, I can't say that I did, to be honest.
Actually, what the hell am I talking about? This is southeast Colorado.
Good grief. Come on, contingents.
This is like exactly what I thought would happen.
Yeah, in Vince's stream where he's driving, there was a lightning flash, and as long as my eyes aren't deceiving me, it looked like off to his right you could see kind of like the outline of the tornado, because then he just stopped immediately on the side instead of keep going.
Okay. Well,
Oh, dude, I just realized that like my whole frame of reference for where this was completely off because I was looking at what I was not aware that this was a stationary front. I thought this was a front moving from like west to east.
Yeah, like if it's a typical cold front, it would traditionally they'd actually move in front of it with it and move faster compared to the stationary front. That's why it's just like they're all forming the same boundary.
I didn't even
Like
see
now,
that it was a
now
station.
it makes sense that it produced because it wasn't moving out of a phase. It was just like it was like this is still, you know, part of.
Yeah, just like riding a wave in a way.
So that's what you were saying earlier, but I didn't pick up on it because I wasn't really looking at the whole front as a whole until later.
Yeah, so this is the cell. Like this is the daddy cell that like won.
This is the champ. Dang it, man.
Yeah, because I remember like width is a huge part too, and like even the other slight risks that were more east too. That's why this one looked more favorable because they're all the convergence of evidence and also the stationary from right here compared to the other stuff and kinematics and stuff didn't look as good. You pretty much want like lift, moisture, instability, and wind shear, and of course positive area which is known as K.
I feel like if you zoom in on the front, it should like also zoom in on the little teeth on the front. Cause like I forget like what the hell it is. Cause if you zoom in all the way, it looks like a warm front, you know.
Yeah, like for a large part, part of it, it did look like just a warm front. It wasn't
When
until it
you're
got further south where I saw the blue area touching the red and realizing, oh wait, this is a stationary front.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm behind or if you're behind, but like on radar Omega for me, the front is now off to the west again. Like that little tornado icon is in front
Jesus
the-
Christ.
of the front.
Nice. But no. No, I'm at 11:10 right now and time is 11:11. Yeah, I don't think a lot of us were expecting a tornado touchdown today. Maybe one at best, but I felt like the chances were pretty low, but
What's weird is mine's showing like the same as contingents.
what the
As far
heck
as being like actually on the other side, yeah.
what the
So
heck is
but
going on with my computer, man?
so unless the certain like I think it's usually winds that can kind of like deter stationary front and break it up and stuff to get like slight movement. So I don't know if there's something there or if it's just something with like a radar hole or what have you.
Yeah, I think it's just like delay on the.
Yeah, or it could be like some weird like something. I don't know.
Yo, wait, look at this right here. Look at where the little red line on the stationary front is kind
Yeah,
of split off.
yeah,
That's
okay.
interesting.
So I think that is delay, like, because I think what happens is your computer or phone or whatever it is that you're using the app on, it'll probably put that data in cache, and then it checks like every 3 hours so that it's not wasting CPU cycles. So if it has that area cached, it'll just leave it because they only update the fronts every 3 hours.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense, but sheesh. Hate when you guys are able to like see things differently from me, and it's kind of limiting in a way for me, at least. But in either case, it's all good.
I keep taking these like totally unnecessary L's where I think something is happening, and then I'm like, I don't understand this. This doesn't make any sense to me. This doesn't comport with any of my knowledge. And then I'll notice there's just like a glitch with the app, and I'm like, oh, everything makes perfect sense to me now.
You gotta love it. Okay, so this storm over towards Pritchett now is starting to really look like crap as far as velocities are concerned. But then again, we still have no idea what it's doing because we're pretty much at the edge of this. We're pretty much in a radar hole now. Okay, so I have an update for you guys. Computer has shipped.
Yeah.
Arriving between July 13th and 17th.
Pum, 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 pum.
So I guess the next thing that I need to do is probably go ahead and try to get my computer table here or my desk set up to accommodate that, and then figure out where the heck I'm gonna put my laptops.
That'll be perfect with shipping and everything. It'll give you like 5 days or a week or whatever it is to figure out how you want to get everything all set up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, and I'm gonna be gone till it gets there.
Dang. Let's hope there aren't too many streams that need to be done this week.
It does look like those two cells are definitely split. You can see a lot more,
Oh yeah, they're split for sure now.
which is good for the tornado warrants cell too, as far as maintaining composure.
I think they're both tornado. I think they're both tornado warned.
Okay.
Oh shit, there's another tornado report.
It's probably
Just now.
just about to come in
Let's see.
for me on my screen. Maybe we'll see.
Set a little more for
Oh, there it is. Just came in. I just wish I could have seen it. That's all. I can probably try to pull it up on Twitter, but
Yeah, I mean, you could put up a picture of it. It's not like copywritten.
nah. I actually heard because back in the day, I remember actually Direct Weather got his stream taken down for showing pictures on Twitter. So you have to be like DM'd or you have to be tagged in it or something like that.
Oh, so you just have to make up shitty forecasts. You're good.
Oh man, you guys were freaking war with that guy.
You say, who's this? Direct Weather?
Yeah, Direct Weather.
I don't think I've ever checked out a video. Like, what's your analysis of him or her, whoever it is?
Yeah, I'll let Contingents answer that for you because it's not that I disagree with him, sadly.
He's been forecasting this. He's been forecasting the same Arctic blast for like I don't know how many months. But every thumbnail says Arctic blast and has an arrow pointing in the same part of the United States. Like it's literally the same exact thumbnail because
So it's just like clickbait for trying to get views and crap.
yeah, but it's weird because it's like not even it's not even like crazy tornadoes, blah blah blah. It's like
Yeah.
it's gonna be cold. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he used to not do that, but I did see a couple of recent videos where he keeps on talking about it, and I'm like, come on, dude, please don't tell me
He
that you're
doesn't.
actually doing
He
this.
doesn't elaborate. Like what he does is he does the same thing every time. He only looks at the reflectivity, simulated reflectivity on the euro. That's it.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I swear on my
Alright.
life. Every single video, that's what he does for like the forecast, and he'll circle
So
like
to make his
general.
forecast, he uses the European simulated forecast of what they're like that. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
I get what you mean by this guy. Because like I said, with the whole word convergence of evidence, like I know like my professor is always teaching like that like that's the biggest thing too is like you said too is like don't get hung up just on Cape. Whatever like you can't make a forecast just on Cape, right? To where like show like that one time to where like to that one area Texas had more Cape, but Missouri had higher kinematics, and such, and because they had the higher convergence of evidence that your like 200 millibars, and your 500 and your 700, 50, all the different levels, not just like one parameter.
I hate to pour fuel on that fire, but I don't think I've ever heard him talk about 200 or 300.
Yeah.
he
Oh
doesn't.
man.
I'm not trying to
But I
like
think
dunk.
what,
I'm not trying to like he's a YouTuber. You know what I mean? He's not like a weather. Like he's selling his maps. It's
well,
basically
back in the day, I think for the first one, it was like a barotropic model, if I'm saying that right. And I think it was like for one, like you're just only forecasting off like the 500 level.
I mean, I
And
guess
then you have to do all these like calculations by hand compared to now we have like supercomputers that can pump out models and such. So like I think the first forecast, oh god, what was it? The first forecast took like I'm putting everything in. I'm trying to remember because I think back then too the computers could only put in like 10 numbers at a time or something like that. It was like in the 70s, and so like it's like advanced like a lot. I guess is what I'm trying to say, but yeah, that person doesn't even sound like they know what they're talking. I guess it's my long way of trying to get to what I'm trying to say.
nah, I get you, man.
no. It's a business pitch. He's selling maps, and they're nice looking. I'll give him that. Like that's why I'm not trying to like kill this guy's business. Okay, like he has nice maps. They're not real. They're
Like what kind of math?
they're not physical things that you can touch.
Like
They're
he
high.
makes he makes his own weather maps entirely and sells them basically.
No, no, he doesn't make the weather maps.
Oh,
He just has high resolution, like topographic maps. That's the product. But they're nice. Don't sue us. Okay, they're nice.
oh
They're nice.
boy.
They're nice
It's
maps.
not like we're defaming it.
I definitely did, but
Well, I wouldn't consider that. I feel like you have to have like most of the time. Like there's more parameters to it. I think to actually get like deep information.
well, actually, you're right. Because in the United States, they have
Like if you
Discovery,
like post it all
and
over social media and just like crazy, and then like yeah maybe that's fake.
well, it's like literally all you have to do is look at the last 14 thumbnails he's made, and they're
Yeah.
all the same. It's the same fucking thing every day. Like
Jesus Christ.
it's not defamatory because it's true. It's just like I recognize that it's like his business model. So if you want to get a map from him, do it. He's got deals all the time. So I was like, I'm so crazy for giving this great deal. I don't know why I do it.
Yeah. We got 200K subs. Shit. Oh, that's hilarious. Direct weather, an unfiltered weather source where we go over every possibility.
Oh
So you
my
never get.
god. You guys are about to try to
That's like it doesn't even go over all the maps you're supposed to go.
y'all are trying to bury this guy. Y'all are trying to bury this
No,
guy.
we're just trying
No,
to.
I actually just viewed his page for the first time ever. I haven't clicked on any video, but just his like description. So it sounds hypocritical from what you guys have described. So I'm trying to say.
Just look at the thumbnails, dude. Just click on the
Yeah.
videos tab.
All forecast, Arctic summer, full ones.
Jeez, y'all really had to do that.
Arctic blast in mid-July. Like, yeah, there's gonna be fucking snow gonna be lake effect snow happening in fucking Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York. God damn.
Well,
Why could be the coldest ever? Well, that's not turning out too well for him.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
and look at how long ago that was, dude. That was like this
5 days
week.
ago.
they are.
Yeah.
They are.
July 3rd it was posted. Historically cold.
I mean, yeah, there is a trough coming, but it's not gonna do anything of that nature. It's not gonna dig as far south as freaking Florida to do that. You would have to have a trough digging down as far south as
And,
Florida to tap into that
and
kind of
what's up
cold
with
air.
this color schemes and all this shit on?
I know they don't mean anything. He
Like,
changes
I
the
know like
rainbow
color
every
schemes, like
time.
if temperature and other stuff, like yeah, there's a certain amount, but like
All
there's one,
right.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like 16 different colors in the USA. Like what are you defining?
Nothing, dude. That's what I'm saying. It's the same. It's literally the same
It's like
thumbnail. He
it's
just
like
changes
just
the colors a little bit.
he just tries to make it look like all like pretty and like to where like if you're just like an average person or whatever you look at it like oh shit okay.
Right. He makes the same video every day, but like he's banking on the fact that somebody is gonna see it for the first time, basically. Even though there are people like I don't wanna get any deeper into like the ridiculousness of it because, you know, he has whatever. Like I don't think he's killing anybody. Maybe he is. I don't know. Maybe people are gonna get like heat stroke because they're gonna go outside with like a parka on in Texas or something. But I doubt it.
Yeah,
You know what I
maybe
mean?
bring your jacket. I mean coldest why.
It's just like pretty blatantly obvious that it's a sales pitch. You know?
That's,
Definitely.
if so, that's a shame. Well, either way, enough about that
We
guy.
ain't selling nothing. We're selling our time. We're
Yeah, we're selling our time. Selling our time. Well, yeah, we
Yeah.
do put our time into this, really. Because I mean, yeah, right now
Yeah.
it's not profitable at the moment.
yeah.
Maybe one day it will
We
be,
don't
and
get paid.
then we'll figure that out. We will legitimately figure that out. Well, all I can say is this: we're definitely probably one of the more entertaining streams, at least. Maybe not the most professional, but definitely entertaining.
His new video's thumbnail shows snow in Washington. Isaiah.
Oh no.
Well, is he like forecasting snow? You know, like, does he actually say like what like day or
Oh,
whatever?
or elevation or something.
Yeah. I mean, if you happen to live like on a mountain peak,
Yeah, you probably can, but yeah, I
You're
would
at
never.
10,000 feet elevation.
Yeah, like 20,000 feet, probably you could get snow. But that, like I said, that some of the viewers are gonna have to just use common sense there if it's really that bad. Spokane?
Spokane.
Yeah, I don't buy that. I still wouldn't buy that. It's just me being honest. Well, maybe one day this might end up being pulled up. If it does, then sheesh. Well, is what it is.
Maybe you shouldn't have lied, bro. That's
Yeah.
how I feel about that.
Hey, I'm not denying that I'm not denying as to whether or not I agree or disagree at this point. That's all I'm gonna say. But if you make controversial forecasts, controversy will come your way, I guess.
Yeah, you know, in like the real world, if you're employed, that can get you fired and possible lawsuit too. Like
That's
my professor too has actually said like a couple times he's actually had to be like a forensic meteorologist in like a couple court cases and all this stuff too because that's what he's saying too. Like if you're an operation meteorologist, everything you do, you got to have backlogs for like everything that you're recording, who you're contacting, when you put the watch up, the time, every single thing. So that way they come come back to you and try to say something like if you're like, no, 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 I forecasted this and did this and blah blah blah, and it gets you, compared to like I said, you lose your job, get sued, and it's really hard to get reemployed and all that stuff. You lose your credibility compared to like with like what he's doing, whatever. He doesn't have to worry about it as much, but still, it's not really a good look.
Yeah, man. In my field, like, if I don't refer out, if it's beyond my area of expertise, this isn't weather that I'm talking about, by the way.
Well, we know.
If I don't refer out something that's like beyond my area of expertise, that can literally be a life and death situation, you know.
Yeah.
And that's how I.
It's true for any field, really. Like,
I mean,
all
that's.
of this is all interconnected. Yeah, like engineers work with like meteorological data, you know.
Yeah.
And when tornadoes get rated, like that goes into how homes are constructed. So
Yeah.
all of these fields are connected in some way.
Oh no, I agree with you 100% there, and that's why I'm trying to like really educate myself the best I can, because really in reality this info or these forecasts that I try to make could save someone's life, and it's
Yeah.
to me that's not a game. That's not something to be trifled with, especially not for profit at the end of the day. That's just my take on it. I mean, people are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. And if that's really how you feel, you do you, but I'm going to run my ship my way, and my ship has always been to try to do what's right.
So, especially too in the meteorology professor too, like we would have synodic meteorology, we'd have what we call speed tests. Like let's say, so I class like twice a week, so it'd be maybe both days or at least once. So like what a speed test is, it's kind of like in a way, kind of like a pop quiz, but you're tested on accuracy and speed, right? So even if you like you start with like the paper turned over, right? Everyone gets their paper, and he says, "Go." Starts the timer. You flip it over, right? And then there's like a series of let's say like 5 to 7 questions or whatever, and then you have to answer them as accurately and as fast as possible. So like for instance, if you get it all right, but you take forever, you get a 5 out of 10. So like a lot of times like you want to and then like after you get done with like your thing, you raise your hand and you point to the timer and write down your time, right? So like a lot of times like it'd be like yeah, like how it's kind of like the real world, right? Like you want to be accurate, but you got to be speedy too, because like you said, it can be life or death.
Yeah, because literally the weather's constantly changing.
Yep, and there's still stuff that we don't even know. Like it's meteorology is not like a 100% known field. There's still other stuff that like we're finding out. Like you said, stuff's always changing, and more stuff that we're figuring out. And there's certain things too why like certain they're trying to figure out. Like why certain supercells produce tornadoes and other ones don't. And like there's still some like mystery to it. It's not just all like
It's not cut and dry.
white and black or whatever whatever the fucking term is.
Yeah, exactly. It's not cut and dry. It's not black and white. Definitely not.
Even like the process of tornado genesis, like I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen, I presume, Ty, you have at least, but what did I say? Trent? Is that his name? Or is that not his name? Convective Chronicles? What's his name?
Trey.
Trey. What do I keep saying Trent? I don't know why. But Trey, he did when he did the deep dive on El Reno, and he showed like someone had Doppler on wheels, and they got data of basically like the tornado neither spun up nor down. It was like there was like a kind of a surface level like the rotation started in one orientation in the mesocyclone and another orientation closer to the ground, and they like met in the middle. So it's not it's like there are some tornadoes that spin down and others that kind of spin up, like in general, but like there is no hard and fast rule for how where in the atmosphere does the spin initiate the tornado. Like it can happen in multiple places at the same time. It can happen all at once. It can happen like way up in the mesocyclone. It can happen on the ground, and that's still basically a mystery unless we can get like
Yeah.
literally, some crazy dude like Reed out there with a probe to get data like, lightning speed in the middle of a freaking tornado.
Yeah, and that's another reason as to why losing someone like Tim was so crippling, because that's the kind of stuff that he would also do.
Yeah, the Twistex team.
Yeah, losing Twistex was like crippling for the storm chasing community in that manner, because he was one of the best. And it's not just the fact that storm chasers were killed that day, it was the fact that it was just also who we lost.
Well, I mean, that's the epitome of like our incomplete understanding of meteorology. Like, those guys were the most renowned, well-educated chasers like in the whole country, arguably, and they couldn't foresee that happening.
Yeah, because are you talking? Was that the Moore, Oklahoma tornado, the one that was like 2.6 miles wide peak?
It was
No,
El
that's El
Reno.
Reno.
Reno? Okay, gotcha. Hey, Reno. All right, yeah, yeah. Because I remember, 'cause I think it was moving. They were on the southeast part of the storm, weren't they? And it was moving like east or northeast, and then it shifted and moved southeast and overtook them.
No, they were
So
northeast
like,
when it hit
wasn't
them.
they were northeast
Yeah, they were
of the
northeast.
storm?
The tornado had done like that little curve, and then as it came up, that's where most of the chasers got hit when it started to make that shift to the northeast.
If you look at the track, it looks like a
Oh, okay.
it's like a
So the tornado was
slug.
moving southeast. It was moving southeast, and then
It was
when the
moving
tornado
south.
went to the east and then northeast, that's when trouble happened. What you're saying?
Yeah,
Yeah,
so like it was
like
moving
surged.
south. So it was
It
moving
surged
south.
northeast at the end and grew like gained like a mile and a half on the radius or diameter. Like, it happened very, very quickly. It was a combination of deviant motion and like huge uptrending in the size of the actual vortex. It was absurd. Like,
And not
not
just that. Also, it was also the forward speed. Forward speed had increased by a whole 40 miles an hour as well.
yeah, and then it did a
Well,
little loop de loop at the end.
so what was it before? It was like 20 something, then it went to like 60 something, or
Yeah, it went to like 60 miles an hour from 20 as it was making that turn and as it was growing in size. Because when it was on
yeah,
that, because I remember actually watching a video later of the storm, and then also where the all the dots where the storm chasers were at the time, and they were on the northeast side of it because they were trying to get out ahead of the storm and avoid the hail. Little
gotcha.
little did they know, when that storm made the turn, it put them right in the path with nowhere to go. There was no escape.
And that was the one that like killed him, his colleague, and like his son that was also like a meteorologist, right?
Yep, it killed
Like three of them.
all three of them, and then it took one other guy too.
Yeah, it
I think
also
I remember seeing the car. It was looked like it went through a compactor. It was insane. But go on.
So
yeah, it also killed an amateur storm chaser, and like nobody mentions him for some reason.
no, some people do. Al Farah actually mentioned him when he did his documentary this year.
Yeah, but I mean, like, when other storm chasers talk about it, they don't say.
Yeah, they don't mention his name.
They just talk about Twistex.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand why, but at the same time, it's still kind of messed up.
Yeah, it's like it's just sad. Like, not like pathetic sad, genuinely
Yeah,
like gut wrenchingly sad.
yeah, because that guy also had a family he probably went home to as well.
Because I mean, like, yeah, you think about it, like you and your son, and then like, a really good colleague will die, same deal. So, think about like if he's probably like, let's say he's married or something, like your wife, you lose your husband and your son. Like, yeah, it's got to be, it takes some time to get through, that's for sure.
Yeah, in any sense, no matter who it was,
Hmm.
any of those four, it was just bad. That
Yeah.
that day itself just sucked. Reed Timmer even calls it one of the worst days of his life.
Yeah.
There were other people that died too. Like,
Yeah,
it
in
wasn't
total, I think it was about 8 people.
Yeah, there were other civilians, like people who weren't chasing the storm, that also. I mean, it would have killed a lot of people if, uh, kind of like.
If it got to Oklahoma City the way that it, at that same kind of intensity that it was at when it was over towards
Well,
El Reno, yeah, it would have definitely
there
done a
was
lot.
there was kind of like a. It was like projected to go. Like the trajectory of the tornado ended up not matching where it was forecast to go. So,
Yeah.
like,
They,
serendipitously, people would have probably died if they had tried to leave the city the way that
They were.
it was forecast to go. They would have probably died in a traffic jam. But, like, people ended up leaving in a different direction and not jamming up the traffic. So people actually ended up being able to escape.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I'm guessing they probably predicted the path. Usually predict the path from like the 500 millibar chart, right? For example, like that's what the storms we're looking at right now are moving like southeast because you just follow the flow. So I'm guessing that there was some discrepancy in what they're expecting, if it happening. If you think about like with like a trough or something like that, then maybe that's how it did the little, doing southeast and then east and then going up northeast. If that makes sense.
Yeah. And it was
Well,
actually
it's
the
in.
same way with the Moore tornado that happened 11 days before the El Reno event. It was pretty much a similar deal, but it just didn't have that same deviant motion. But that's like what you were talking about with one of the one of these inconsistencies when it comes to tornadoes. Why do some storms have deviant motion? Why do others not? Especially if they
Yeah,
have a very
exactly.
similar setup. But yeah, if I remember correctly, I think it was actually a trough more so at the 700s that caused the Moore tornado.
You mean like a shortwave?
Yeah, it was like a shortwave trough, but it was like weak. But at the last second, it really just kind of ramped up out of nowhere.
No, I was just saying because trough and ridges are only 500 millibars.
I don't know. It was weird. It was definitely weird. I have to watch that
But
video back
700 is
again.
like shortwave that can act like a mini trough, but it's like a shortwave.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember because it was a while back when
Gotcha.
I watched the video. I think it was like
Right
right
on.
right on the 10-year anniversary of it.
Yeah, because that stuff happened, was that 2013, 11? So, no, 13. Joplin was 11.
Yeah, Joplin was 11. Joplin, man, let's not even get into Joplin, man. Holy.
Yeah,
Like that was just a freak event. Literally, it was as much of a Goldilocks event as you could get, I think.
Yeah, that was the tornado that I was talking about, where there was like, it wasn't even a hole in cloud cover. It was just the perfect amount of surface heating in that one spot.
Yeah, literally, like if you were to talk about a Goldilocks event, Joplin is like the shining definition of it in like the worst way possible.
imagine if like you went away for like, let's say hypothetically if it happened during the weekend, like the weekend or whatever vacation, right? And you come back and then like your neighborhood house and everything looks like someone just took a bulldozer through it.
Yep, that's pretty much what it was. I remember a
Like,
few
yeah.
accounts from people that were out watching like a Kansas City baseball game, and they came back, and their home was literally
Yeah.
just ruined, just gone.
I'm
Looks like
gonna
a
um,
horse.
I'm gonna post the
Okay.
timeline of the El Reno tornado in the chat, and you can kind of visualize like while it basically surged northeast and grew, like doubled in
Intensified.
size at the same time.
And increased in speed.
There's also too, if like the shifting too, it probably got usually when you shift your movement more towards the northeast, you get a higher rate of positive vorticity. So that's also probably why too it helped intensify that quick too as well with speed curvature north of the jet.
And then
Yeah, the damage rating increased. Like when they did the survey, it went from relatively low end. Like it ended up being an F3, just because it was over mostly open fields. There isn't a whole lot you can do from the survey, but I think it increased from like F1 to F3 intensity pretty much immediately. Like from the perspective of somebody who's like looking over their shoulder and like blasting down the street in a car. You're not going to be able to pick up on that kind of like nuance.
Yeah, yeah, 100% until like you like review it back. Over
Yeah,
here, obviously, worried about more stuff. Like you're worried about the tornado or not. I was like, whatever.
yeah. I just hate that because of that one scan that came from the Dow of it hitting 295 is what created that whole F5 controversy. Because I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have said it if they knew that that's what would come of it. 'Cause, I mean, it's ridiculous because even to this day, everyone is still debating about it. It's so dumb.
Yeah, but that
Like,
happens with every tornado, bro.
It does, and I'm dreading the day that, you know, we get enough viewers on here that we have to kind of check people about that because that's gonna make people mad. But truthfully, at that point, I don't care because if you see someone rating it EF5 and we haven't even seen the damage, I will give you permission to check them, like on the spot.
That happened with the Matador tornado, bro.
Well, we were kind of perpetuating that a little bit. When we saw the pictures of the damage, we kind of perpetuated it, I felt like, but it wasn't much.
I said the car reminds me of Greensburg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We kind of perpetuated that.
Yes,
But
but it does. It
it was bad.
arguably it looks like it reminds me of Greensburg still, and it ended up being an upper tier EF3 or preliminary upper tier EF3.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they upped it to low end EF4, but no higher than that. Even then, and it's just like this one chaser in Pennsylvania said. The rating at this point, it doesn't matter. It's the fact that people have had their lives turned upside down at the end of the day. And they're right.
Yeah, people died in that storm.
Yeah,
Like,
we
there are
were.
people that lost their family and friends. And animals, I'm sure. Like, I would be absolutely devastated if I lost my cats. So
Yeah.
for me, that would be like the worst, you know. I love people and everything, but man,
Cats.
I love my cats more.
No, I feel that. I feel that. But, well, looks like these storms are about done now. I mean, there's that storm towards Pritchett that's trying to do something, but I think time's up at this point.
Yeah, they're not looking real good on velocity of it.
Yeah, velocity on the one towards Pritchett is just not there anymore. Of course, we're also far away from the radar, but even then, we could still probably have seen even the slightest of inklings as far as like high up into the atmosphere. But yeah, anyway, guess we can all call it a night here, and then
Oh wow, they added a 5% in that tiny little slot I was talking about.
did they? I mean, I saw that Isaiah had brought that up in chat, but you guys were talking, so I didn't want to interrupt.
Interesting. It's a small area though, like population-wise.
Figured that much, though. But either way, it was a good forecast on both of you guys' part. So, either
Yeah,
way.
man, it was a good collaboration, y'all.
Yeah, it was great teamwork on this one. I'd love to do this on a much bigger outbreak, even though I kind of wouldn't want that to happen either.
Yeah. Well, once you get your setup and everything too, then I'm sure, like Continuous was saying, the experience will just be better because then you can flip through more stuff and keep viewers more interacted or whatever too, with like certain downtimes if we're not talking a lot or whatever.
Yeah, that's true. But circling the calendars between the 13th and the 17th, I guess.
Okay.
So between, I guess, maybe 5 to 7 days, we'll be on our way.
17th.
I
So
think
anywhere
Contingents
between
is
next
actually circling
Thursday-
that.
So you'll get it either next Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, or Sunday. So hopefully you get it just in time for next week, and hopefully there's like some kind of severe events.
Yeah, I'm really looking, if there's going to be anything that happens, I'm really looking more so towards the fall. Not to say that nothing will happen. This year has been nothing short of insane. But nonetheless, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Either way, I gotta check out my summer outlook video, see how that's doing, and then we'll go from there. But until then, this is Ty with the rest of the team here. You guys take care. Have a good night. Anyone else who's left watching? I know there's only 7 of you, and one of them is me because I have the stream up so I can look at chat. But until next time, you guys have a good night. Thank you guys for the work, for the teamwork tonight.
So you guys have a good night too, and talk to y'all later.
Stay fucking metal. Oh, there goes my throat. I can't find my whatchamacallit. Oh, there it goes.
We still on? Yeah, we are. Still on.